Hey, good morning, Tradeify Nation, and welcome to our second ever edition of Tradeify TV. It is Friday. This is a very short week for the show, but it's Friday. It is May 23rd. It is 60 minutes before the New York opening bell, which means it's time for us here at Tradeify TV to get you ready for your trading day. Sad news this morning, though. Unfortunately, we've gotten a lot of. First of all, thank you for everyone that reached out on social media, in the chat and everything, congratulating us on the first show yesterday. And of course, a big thank you to the team behind the scenes working with us as well. Unfortunately, however, due to recent tariff announcements by President Trump this morning, we're actually only going to get 50% of my one of my esteemed co-hosts today, Nick. Nick, I'm sorry, we're cutting your screen time by 50% today.
All right, that's fine. Do you want to cut my screen time, or should I just leave the screen for like 50%, something like this?
Yeah, that'll work. Or you could just shave half your head to match with me. So that'll
maybe one day. Maybe let's do this. If we get to 100,000 subscribers, we can talk about it.
Okay. So Nick, who's that on the right hand side of the screen there? We haven't got her into the show yet.
I think we all know who that is. That is good old the Matcha Mommy. Good morning.
What's up? What's up, guys? You know what? Nick is right. I got my matcha today, and I had to do it. I had to do it because normally I don't drink matcha on the show, but it was too good to pass. And if you missed the show yesterday, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But go back and watch it, and if you know, you know. So we got a jam-packed episode for you guys today. We are so excited to be here. Again, thank you all who joined yesterday and are continuing to support. We have a lot going on in the overnight session here. I mean, Trump announced this amazing news overnight. It sounds like he kind of woke up on the wrong side of the bed, though. So futures didn't really like that very much. So Matt, what are we looking at here? I mean, this is kind of like, there's a lot going on in the overnight session. I feel like maybe people are having a hard time figuring out like how to trade this. How do you trade something like this? What are we looking at?
Well, absolutely here. And we can, I will pull up a 4-hour chart at the NQ. And first of all, as Miriam said, we got a packed show today, guys. The markets cooperated yesterday. It was actually a good thing the markets weren't as tradable as they typically are during the morning New York session, because we had so much to get to. You guys got to meet us. We already have like 3 inside jokes, at least those that we can share on the air, behind the scenes. And today's not going to give us that break. I think it's going to be a very intense, very exciting day, which is excellent as well. We do have a ton of giveaways today, guys. And of course, we have an amazing sale going on, which we're going to be talking a little bit more at the top of the hour. But guys, this is the ball game, right? We talked about this yesterday. This zone of consolidation that we've been in through the NQ zone gone, at least for now. We'll look back at that level at the zone if we make it back up there. But again, yes, President Trump basically announcing starting June 1st, 50% tariffs across the EU. And I made the joke, Nick's Swiss, which means he's neutral. So we thankfully don't have to lose any of Nick or his hair. So I'm very happy with that. But we broke down hard below this 21,100 level pretty much as soon as the announcement came off. And this is planning to be a pretty nasty candle, although we'll see how much we can rebound. The next 4-hour candle, it's the 10 to 2 Eastern candle. It's the high volume candle of the day. It's the one that's going to dictate a lot of the macro direction. We've seen a lot of these moves, guys, over the course of the past couple of months when it relates to tariffs. Honestly, it kind of sucks that it happens in pre-market, but the good news is we've seen the reaction. So what is the reaction to the reaction going to be once the market's open? So I don't know what you guys think, but I'm looking forward to the next hour as we get ready for the bell to ring on Wall Street.
Yeah, absolutely. For me, just to add on this, like I've been trading the overnight session as usual, right? I trade the London session. It's been a very slow session, to be fair. If we look at my charts really quick here on the 15-minute, what we can see, we were in a bit of consolidation. We had kind of like 134 to 230 levels, like about 100 points of a range that we traded in. And then we had the big tariff news announcement, and then we just dropped, as Matt just said. So really looking forward to see what happens here, especially because we just touched the previous quarter's mid price. And you guys know I'm a big mid price level observer. So really excited to see what happens.
All right. And I do want to let everyone know, because I keep my news feed up. They just released the schedule for the day at 1 o'clock Eastern. The president is signing executive orders in the Oval Office. If we announced tariff, or he tweeted out tariffs this morning, he's going to be asked about them. That's 1 o'clock Eastern. We can expect some comments on probably at that point, because again, this is what we deal with as traders now. So at least according to the schedule, I think that's the only sort of press availability there'll be today. But yeah, he also goes to the South Lawn for open press at 3 o'clock to depart for one of his clubs. So just pay attention to 1 and 3 Eastern, because there could be any sort of notice of anything going on. Boy, I'll tell you guys, this has been, I remember, so I was trading through the first Trump term in 2017, and it was more like stocks were reactionary as opposed to futures, because he would tweet out about specific stocks or companies that were in his good or bad graces at any given point. But yeah, it's interesting, because now we're past the 100-day mark. The market's adjusted in about 2 months in his first term. The markets are still very, very reactive to everything that we're seeing in regards to tariffs. It's about like, it's kind of like trying to grab vapor as it's or smoke as it's in front of you. Trying to kind of decode this. This has been wild, guys. Have you guys seen anything like this in terms of during your trading careers?
Yeah, for me, like my first starting year was really 2019, 2020. So I really got shoved into the trading world in a way that a lot of people probably also experienced, but more of the seasoned traders that had been trading, before that time, had been probably more used to not as much volatility, right? So I've kind of seen, the craziness of the cycles, right? Like we got the drop of 2020, and then we got the massive recovery of 2021, and then we got, the recessionary scares of 2022. So I've kind of seen different market cycles in that volatility range. But for me, this market has definitely been one of the more harder markets for me to trade. And I've kind of felt that sentiment from a lot of other people and a lot of other traders, especially the ones that have kind of gotten more into it in the last couple years or so. A lot of people reaching out saying, I'm having a really hard time and I'm kind of struggling trading this market. And, you're not alone, right? Like this is not a very easy market to try to trade in. And this is coming from a trader who's, like I said, I've been trading for over 5 years now. So, I think we kind of touched on this yesterday, but for me, a lot of this has been really sizing down on my positions. And, we've obviously gotten this massive move in the overnight session here. And, when I look at something like this, I'm like, well, shoot, what's next, right? Like, how do we actually go into the markets today and we trade this, and we don't look at something like this and say, oh my gosh, we just made, what is that, over 200, almost 400 point move in the overnight session. How do you trade something like this? How do you not get FOMO? How do you not feel like you just missed out on something like this, right? And the key here is to, this is gonna happen in this kind of market. We're really exposed to a lot of headline risk. I mean, obviously, as you can see, there was one tweet that went out, or one simple discussion that went out with the president, and we got this massive move in the overnight session. So, for me, it's been a harder market to trade, but I would definitely say, be patient, be positioned correctly for this market. You have to be agile as a trader. You have to constantly look at your trading style and tweak and refine. I've definitely been more patient and intentional with my trades. So, we're going to get into it a little bit more, but yeah, I don't know how you guys feel. Do you guys feel like you've been a little bit more intentional with your trades too? I mean,
well, before I answer that, I mean, you already know it. I'm the interrupter, right? So I will interrupt again, because guys, we can't just start a Tradeify stream without announcing some epic stuff, right? Cool. So for today, I mean, guys, remember yesterday we gave away $5,000 in cash prizes, and we gave away a ton of accounts too. So for today, we have another $5,000 in cash prizes that we're going to give away. Obviously, we still have the sale going on, especially like the advanced accounts are so freaking cheap right now. Definitely get those with the code TTV. You always get the best deal. However, I have a question for you, chat. Should we do a giveaway today for another? We can either do 5 $1,000 cash prizes, or we can do 10 $500 cash prizes. What do you want to do? Vote in the chat right now. There's a poll going up. So What do you want, 5 prices or 10 prices? I mean, guys, in the famous words of Mr. Brett Simba himself, no risk, no Rari. So I would pick the 5, but hey, let's see what you guys want to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, I don't know if you were paying attention to the chat just a minute ago, Nick, but there was a poll up whether you should shave half your head, and the people have spoken, brother. So we expect on Tuesday when we go live that half of this is taking the matte approach to your hair. So it is what it is. On Tuesday, we'll ask about Miriam. So we'll.
Hey, watch it. If I shave part of my head, you have to wear part of my hair on your head, Matt.
I would look like Weird Al's cousin if I did that. So that
you can dye it blonde,
anyway,
and you know.
So I asked this question yesterday, chat, and I want to go to you guys. Everyone, tell me what country you're in. I want to see how many countries we're working with this morning. Boy, good conversation in the chat this morning. So yeah, I'm very curious. And guys, so after the show yesterday, I was kind of, a lot went into yesterday's show. Lot's going to go into everyday's show, but like almost a month of buildup for us behind the scenes, and it was so exciting to finally get out there and good Lord, look at where everybody's from. People from all over the damn place. But anyway, I was kind of decompressing yesterday, and I was really reflecting on this 30, 40, 50 advanced accounts. Guys, this is a fantastic sale. It really is. It's for $30. Yeah, I would go with the 150 at 50, but for $30, guys, you can get your feet wet in trading. If you're newer, this is a great chance for you to get in. If you're having a lot of success, it's a great chance to add another account to your portfolio. We never recommend doing 20, 30, 40. That's really not what we're about here, but it's a great, for experienced traders like me, like honest to God, guys, I'm going to pick one up just to test one of my strategies. I always have 2 or 3 strategies that I'm working on behind the scenes. Some can take weeks, some can take months to develop. A lot of them never get deployed. Some get deployed full time. But boy, it's a really good opportunity to test some stuff out, guys, at a very low cost. So highly recommend that you take advantage of that. So boy, we've got people from like 7 continents this morning. Okay, yeah, Matt with Miriam's hair is fire. Curls for Matt, let's go. Okay.
Well, we got a picture of you with it, so.
Yeah, I mean, I really just want to be able to do this, like to open the show, because, you guys don't see right as we're about to go live, Nick and Miriam are, we're all just kind of taking a couple breaths, getting ready to go. I see Miriam kind of like get her hair out a little bit. And Nick's kind of doing one of these, and I'm just like, I'm good, right? Like I don't have anything to do pre-stream. So
yeah, my hair doesn't even move, man. I could.
Yeah, you wake up like that, don't you?
It's no joke. If I go to bed tonight like this, I wake up tomorrow like this, like. I don't know how it happens, but it happens. So I guess we have a pretty similar hairstyle, man.
Hashtag blessed for Nick.
Yeah, no kidding. I don't know whether I want to hug him or punch him after that. But yeah, no, actually he is being 100% true. When we were down in Miami for a lot of our promo work a couple of weeks ago, I would see Nick because we were on the same floor in downtown Miami at the hotel, and so we're walking back. All right, okay, have a good night. And his hair looks like that, and then walking to breakfast the next morning or going to our shoots, he had the same hair on it. It didn't look like a single effing strand was out of place. So I am both amazed and hate you at the same time. I just want you to know that, Nick.
Oh man, I can show you how to do it. It's not that hard. But guys, anyways, we're going to start with the giveaways at 9 a.m. here. And I want to make sure before we do, because I don't feel like doing giveaways if we only have like 150 likes on this stream. Like, come on, guys. Hit that like button on the stream. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, because again, for the cash prize giveaways, you can only participate if you're subscribed to the channel, because you need to type something in the chat, and you can only do that if you're subscribed for at least 1 minute. So subscribe right now and you're ready for the giveaways. Mariam,
and Simba's behind the scenes today. He said if you guys don't hit that like button a bunch more times, we're not doing any giveaway. So you gotta as the kids say nowadays, smash that like button.
Yes. Yeah, we gave a lot yesterday. So we started off on a crazy foot, but I mean, that's just to set the tone. So y'all are really in for it.
And Timo in the chat, shout out to the production team. The setup looks awesome. Boy, producer Drew behind the scenes, I'm not like saying this just to BS. Hardest working dude on this show. He's been busting his ass. We got Nick behind the scenes. We, of course, got Brett behind the scenes as well. The whole team at Tradeify has been absolutely amazing in getting all this going. And I know we as hosts, guys, we've been practicing, we've been doing it, but we're the laziest people on this show. We get the least amount of work. We just got to come here and look pretty on the stream for 3 hours, which is it's easier for some of us than others, but we'll get there.
We'll get there.
Oh, well, Matt, we have your chart on right now. Are you looking at anything, or are you just waiting until the market opens at 9:30?
This big decline here coming off of basically, we were heading down a little bit even before the tweets came in about a little over an hour ago. And basically, I've got this scrunched up for just for visibility's sake. But this is let's see, we go from 111 down to, so this is basically a 200 plus point candle right here. And then we just continue down. So the first test to see if we want to rebound a little bit to me is the -1 standard deviation here. Right now, it's sitting at about 20,850. So moving up to, I really want to see in the 40 minutes between now and the New York Open, I want to see a test of that area. And because that's going to tell us, okay, is this move, because one of two things is true right now. This move is overcooked, or this move still has some room to go, right? We may bounce around with a little uncertainty. I'm not as worried about that now as I would be if these last 4 or 5 candles are the opening 4 or 5 candles of the New York session. But to me, I got to see a test up here. And quite frankly, this may be an area, if we bounce up here, going back below the -1 standard deviation could be a potential short for me. But I really would like to wait until the market's open, because the first 15 minutes are when the big boys are going to tell us what they think of the new tariffs or the threats of new tariffs, because that's how we have to look at them, right? There's been so much, okay, we're going to tariff here, over here, no, not over here, over there, not over here, okay, we're going to pull these back, we're going to add these, we're going to go over here, all of this. So it's hectic moment to moment. And again, Trump's supposed to speak a couple times today. We got a Fed speaker later in the day, so there's going to be a lot. So buckle up, settle in, and let's get ready for a real exciting morning.
Yeah, definitely looking for a lot more movement than today, than yesterday, because yesterday was a lot of waiting time. I mean, Matt, you took a trade yesterday, but besides that, nothing really happened. But yeah, Miriam, what did you want to say?
Well, it's funny because and I don't know about you guys, and I kind of mentioned this on my story yesterday, but I've been realizing how the market likes to make a move towards the end of the day. And it's not even, sometimes it's like an hour before the market closes. Sometimes it's like 10 minutes before the market closes. And, it's very frustrating as a trader, especially someone like, us that like to trade in the morning or like to trade, we don't like to trade later in the day. Right. And so, even just like this week, at least for me, my alerts have been going off like closer to the end of the day. And, it's funny because I made a joke about, so I'm Arab, and Arabs are just known for being late to every single thing. You bring them to a function and you invite them to a party, and you can expect them to show up an hour before the party ends. So, I made a joke about that, the market being that one Arab friend that's just always late to the party. And, but you invite them because they bring the heat, they bring the excitement. And so, for me, it's like, this is how it's felt for the last week. And so for me, I've had to be a lot more patient in the mornings. And so right now, that now that we've gotten this massive move, it's a lot more of a patient game. We also have some data coming out at 10 a.m. It's the new home sales. It's not supposed to be a massive market mover, but just something else to kind of keep aware of. I like to call days like this Freaky Friday. I know we couldn't call it on the stream today. Unfortunately, Brett wouldn't let me, but maybe next week we can call it that. But Freaky Friday it's always a hard day to trade, right? Like, especially if you're an options trader, we got contracts expiring, we have people wanting to start their weekends. It's just you have to be a lot more patient on Fridays. So
absolutely. And I just want to say that contrasts completely with the Midwest, because in the Midwest, if we schedule like a barbecue at like 4 o'clock, everyone starts showing up at 2:30, and very few bring excitement, but everybody brings beer. So that's just a little cultural difference here in the Midwest. But yeah, I don't know about I don't know about Nick. Does it, Nick, in Switzerland, you have some sort of get together for everybody brings Swiss bank slips or something?
Well, I mean, where are the world's best watches made? Tell me.
I don't know. Where does Apple make their watches?
Well, the world's best mechanical watches, obviously, all
okay.
made in Switzerland. That means like Swiss people, they're on time, dude. If this is crazy, especially comparing to the US. What my experience was, I mean, I love the US, I love traveling there, but the public transport, come on guys, what's going on there? Because in Switzerland, if the timetable says the train is going to arrive at 8:57 and it's going to leave at 8:58, it's going to do exactly that. So the precision in time is in Switzerland is unmatched as far as I've heard. But yeah, excitement probably not as much as the Arabs Miriam talked about.
Yeah.
But guys, I'm actually looking at the like counter right now, and the chat has decided that we're going to give away 10 $500 cash prizes. 72% voted for that.
Man,
so
I'm a little disappointed at our chat this morning. I would have expected them to be a little more aggressive with that.
Oh, there's enough.
But it's full port Friday. I'm just kidding. Don't full port your accounts into anything. That's just a joke. I'm being sarcastic. But it's full port Friday.
Matt, what I wanted to add is, if we're going to give away 10 $500 cash prizes, the likes should be at least at 500 to give away the first one. So guys, smash that like button, and we're going to start the giveaways to give away cold hard cash. I mean, this is going to be crazy. Like
I want to see some extra likes from the West Coast. If Miriam can be here and ready to go, as she is basically what 5:30 your time, or actually about 5 is when we come on here and start getting everything going, guys. Then there's no excuse for all of you. So I want to see the West Coast likes for if you don't like the stream, Miriam will be sad, and we don't want her to be sad.
Let's hear it, guys. I want to hear where I'm in Southern California. Okay, so if you guys are from Southern California or the West Coast in general, I want to hear it. I want to see you pop off in the chat. Let me know. I don't want to be the only one here waking up at 4 in the morning. So I need some support from you guys.
I've told you behind the scenes, Miriam, though, I think I originally thought I would hate it, but I've worked with and I've had clients that have been on the West Coast for years. They love the fact that the trading day is done basically at 1 o'clock. And so if you trade the mornings, you can be done, especially if you're talented enough to be making consistent $5,000, $8,000, $1,000 per day. You've done that before you've had your second cup of coffee, and then you've got the whole rest of the day to get shit done. That actually sounds really good to me.
No, it is really great. Yeah, I'm very grateful for that side of it, because by the time I'm usually done, a lot of people haven't even woken up yet, right? Mm-hmm. And normally I don't even have my coffee. I mean, I had to do this for my matcha mommies out there, but it's one of those things where I normally don't eat first thing in the morning. I'll have my water. I'll maybe if I'm feeling a little extra, I'll have a banana. But for the most part, I am straight into it. And once I make my money, I'm out. And then I'll go to the gym. I'll try to hit a Pilates class. But I'm usually done, with a lot of things at 10 a.m. at the latest. So it's really great. I mean, the other side to that is I am going to bed, like an old geezer. I am going to bed at like 8:30, 9 p.m. So
oh my God, that sounds wonderful.
It does. It is. It's great.
Not to betray my old geezerness, but yes, no, that sounds outstanding.
OG. It's the new definition of OG.
No, and I will say this, we have a fantastic team here at Tradeify, but if we do not have Tradeify branded merch in the next couple of weeks with Matcha Mommy on, what are we even doing? And speaking of the gym, I'm like everybody. I get up, kind of have coffee, and my fiance's on the road right now, so I'm feeding and medicating half of a zoo every morning. And so I'm just kind of waking up. I'm scrolling through everything, and I see Nick's at the gym already. He's been back, and here I am just feeling like a lazy fat fuck. Even 30 minutes before we get on stream, it's just and this guy's got a workout in already.
Well, but we're gonna be fair. I mean, I live in a completely different time zone, so you're good, man. If you do wake up and you do your workouts and you do everything and you do it at your time, we're fine, man. All good.
Absolutely. All right, guys. So we are about 30 minutes to the New York Open here. Getting some real choppy price action here on both the NQ and the ES. But boy, I think we talked about the opening 15 yesterday. And granted, the opening 15 didn't necessarily hold. We popped up, we moved back down, et cetera, et cetera. But boy, guys, I think the opening 15, that orb that we're going to look at is going to be very, very important today.
very much so. Also, before we dive deeper into that, guys, the chat, the likes, they're not at 500 yet. I want to give away cash. Come on, let me give away cash. Just smash that like button so we can get to 500. And I'm starting to give away cash. So
at 10,000 likes, we will fly Nick to your house to give you the cash.
Well, we'll talk to Brett about that.
Yeah, that might be a little over budget. We'll just put Nick on a plane every day delivering cash, and the flights will cost more than the cash that he's delivering.
As long as you give me some really good internet on the plane, and I can actually still stream from there. I mean, I'm all good.
Yeah, that. I'm sure your seatmates will really appreciate that. I got one of those on the flight back from Miami, guys. I sat down, and I, it was an early boarding. And so I sat down and I positioned myself where basically you don't end up with, a nightmare like middle seat person. And then I sat down, I buckled and everybody's filling in behind me. And then I realized there's a baby behind me that I didn't see.
Oh, damn it.
Now, thankfully, I don't know if they drugged it or what. It cried at takeoff and then silent for the whole 2.5 hour flight. But yeah, I was evaluating my entire decision-making process once I realized that there was a kid screaming behind me. So
well, there's no neighbors in a PJ, so just gotta step up the game.
Yeah. Yeah, now you're really going over budget.
But I start to get going now because we actually cracked 500 likes, and I can start to finally give away cash. So We're gonna do the first $500 cash prize giveaway right now. And guys, be ready. You're going to put the word Tradeify in the chat. We're going to try this again because yesterday
so many
misspelled it.
Put it once and do not misspell it.
Once in the chat.
It's on your screen. Literally, it's on your screen.
Literally on the stream multiple times. So Tradeify to win $500 cash prize right now. Put it in the chat, and then we're going to pick a winner shortly. And actually, we have 4.5K more to give away throughout this stream. So make sure you stay on, you stay tuned for the rest of this, because today is going to be a very, very interesting day.
Wow.
Yeah, and we're gonna have so much on the markets to keep talking about for the next hour. I do want to point out the comment that is now 4 miles up on the stream about complimenting us on balancing technicals and entertainment. And guys, I really appreciate that, because it is something we set out to do. And obviously, until we it's been an exciting morning, but until we get to the New York Open, there will be times where there's not a whole lot to be talking about. But guys, trading on its own is such I'm sure you two agree with me, it's such a lonely endeavor sometimes, right? Mm. And so to have us on in the background, make us part of your trading day, your trading routine, we do really appreciate that. And that's what we aim to do. Listen, there's probably another stream out there that's just, we're talking about the technicals. We are breaching 58.20, and if we go here, we can go here. And other
probably one of those exists.
You do that way too well.
Probably 10,000 of them exist, but it's no. I mean, that's what we do. We're going to keep things pretty light. This is trading is not by itself for entertainment or fun purposes. We're here to make money, but if we can do both, that sounds like a good fucking time. So I'm really looking forward to doing that. Boy, we got a lot of Tradeify going on. All right, I think we got a winner. Miriam, you want to announce our winner?
All right, our winner, are you all ready for this? Our first giveaway winner today is at LT.
Congrats.
500s.
Congrats. All right, big old 500.
So you can stop at the Tradeify in the chat,
to
guys.
type something in the chat right now, LT.
Because otherwise, we need you to verify.
Yep. Type something in the chat, LT, right now, please.
Where are you at, LT?
We need to see you. I'm watching closely.
Yeah, this is the most challenging part of our job, is watching the chat stream to make sure somebody jumps in there and claims. Don't forget also, guys, to change your YouTube emails. Go to YouTube Studio, change your YouTube emails to the same email you use for your Tradeify account. Yes, you do need to be a subscriber, and you do need to be have some sort of Tradeify screen name.
Make sure to
yeah, that's our better today.
Bio as well. Do I see an LT? I think I
do. There is one. Yep.
Okay, good. All right, LT. There you go, my man.
There we go. Nice. We're going to do another one shortly, so stay tuned for that. But actually, I want to see some more likes for that. Can we get...
Yeah.
When do we do
We're straight up like junkies this morning.
I want to see 1,000, guys. I want to see 1,000.
Fair.
We got to see 1,000 on here. I mean, I don't know if we're going to be able to beat what we got yesterday. I mean, yesterday was.
We will within the next couple of weeks once word gets out that there's 3 just totally and completely entertaining SOBs that light up this stream every morning.
Yeah, speak for yourself, SOB.
It's a gender neutral SOB.
Is it?
Yeah.
It should work. Guys, the giveaway is over for now. You don't have to type Tradeify anymore. It doesn't do anything. So it's just going to disrupt the chat. By the way, guys, if you want, you can also ask questions in the chat. We're going through those when we have time, right? We're going to answer some of your questions. So feel free to always type those as well. Right now we see the chat super active, guys. So there's a lot happening. Make sure to also subscribe to the channel in order to be able to chat if you're not chatting right now.
Absolutely. Okay, so we are now, 25 minutes from the New York Open. Boy, we have just our ranges have just tightened up dramatically, guys. In fact, our 5-minute ATR is down to 10.5, which is, I basically have a rule below 15. I do not trade the indexes because it's just chop city at that point. Sometimes you get a high ATR, but you're not really, you're bouncing around. I always refer to that as a politician's market, right? Whereas like a politician can talk without really saying anything. A politician's market moves a lot, but it doesn't really go anywhere, right? Right now we're not moving and we're not going anywhere. So there's really not any opportunities within the indexes right now. GC is spiking hard as it has been through a lot of these tariff announcements. So we're going to watch that. I would watch that for a pullback to the +1 standard deviation band off of VWAP and see if we can't move from there. Oil basically barcode trading after the initial move down. I guess the EU, I don't know about what is Europe importing or exporting a lot of oil. That shouldn't have affected the price, I don't think, that much, but it is what it is. So
shouldn't have, no.
Yeah. All right. So other than that, we've got the Russell. Now, guys, this is something I'll just really quickly on the Russell. I got started as a small cap swing trader, so I was looking consistently at the IWM and the RTY and all that. Even if you don't trade the Russell, I do really encourage you to be watching it and see kind of the general direction that it's going in trends and all that, because it really, as I said on yesterday's show, it really manages. It shows the market's appetite for risk, right? What is the Russell 2000? 2000 small and mid cap stocks. So it's not the big boys. You're not dealing with Netflix, Tesla. You're not dealing with Nvidia, Apple, all of those. You're dealing with the companies that are, quite frankly, a lot more risky to invest in than those companies. So when there's a high appetite for risk, you're going to see fund managers and the big boys get into those companies and get into the IWM, get into the RTY. When that's really struggling, guys, that can be something that in fact, it started to stall out a lot even before the inauguration this year, and it kind of showed that fund managers were not necessarily accepting the same type of risk. So when you're doing your top down, your 10,000 foot down analysis to start the day, which is how you should start every one of your trading days for the first about 10-15 minutes, make sure you're including the Russell in your moment to moment and hour to hour analysis.
Awesome.
Yeah, and by the way, also just wanted to announce something really quick that's super important. Like for giveaway winners, by tomorrow, everyone will receive emails from the prices from yesterday and today. So do have your accounts ready for Tuesday, because Monday we're obviously off for the Memorial Day. By the way, I see a good question here in the chat that I would love for you, Miriam, to answer. Somebody's asking, why does NQ often trend better than ES, and how should this person ride momentum?
That's a very good question. So, when we're looking at the NASDAQ versus the S&P 500 futures, NASDAQ is very tech heavy, right? So the ETF version of NASDAQ, as you guys probably know, is the QQQ. So when you're looking at tech heavy stocks or tech heavy indices, the tech sector is primarily composed of, we're looking at Apple, we're looking at Nvidia, we're looking at Microsoft, right? These are much bigger movers, right? When we're looking at the S&P 500, we do include the top 500 companies in that sector. So we're looking at a lot broader market. So we're not just looking at the Apples, we're looking at the smaller companies as well that are probably not those bigger movers. So when we're talking about the NASDAQ, you're going to get these big moves because it is tech heavy and tech tends to be more volatile. So, as a NASDAQ junkie myself, I absolutely love these kind of moves, right? Like you're getting a massive, you're getting more volatility, you're getting more movement because of movements like in the tech sector. Like for example, I mean, this move that we got to the downside. If you look at Apple, I mean, Apple's not doing so well either. And Apple is, before NVIDIA came on board, Apple was pretty much the leading stock in the NASDAQ. So, when you're looking at stuff like this, you gotta look at what is involved in these indices. So I hope that answered your question in terms of how to ride momentum. This is kind of going back to what I had mentioned about being a lot more, you just have to be a lot more, agile is the word, but it's also just patient and intentional with your trading, right? Like, NASDAQ moves in $20 in every single point, right? So you don't have to size massively on your positions when you're trading the NASDAQ. And I think that's what a lot of traders think they need to do. You can get one mini, right? And if it moves like a couple points, right? You're gonna get a nice move out of it. So you don't have to put large position sizes, and it really just kind of depends on your trading style, right? Like right now, we kind of talked about this in earlier today, but for example, if I go to the 5-minute chart right here, we made this massive move. You could see that I had a trend line. I'm going to go back to the 4-hour. I had this trend line sitting on the 4-hour chart. This would have been a nice trade for me to take. Obviously we would have gotten a nice movement here. I wasn't up for this, so I didn't take this trade, but I like to trade on the 5-minute, and I am a trend line trader as well. So for me, I like to look at multiple levels of confluence. So when we're looking at a market like this, I really do want to see how we're going to do in the first 15 minutes of the open. The reason I like to look at the first 15 minutes of the open is because that's typically when the market is digesting, right? We just made a massive move in the pre-market. Now, we got new investors coming in, we have the retail investors coming in. So we got to wait for that information, that news to settle, right? And so we don't want to just jump into anything. So a lot of times, you'll notice as a team, we will wait for that first 15 minutes before we even look at any trades. So I hope that answered your question, but these are good questions, guys. That was a good answer. I really want you guys to push these into the chat. So,
and I want to respond to a question that I've been highlighting here. So I'm sorry I'm not catching on the chat. Hayden asked, Matt, what would you translate a 15 ATR on ES to NQ, trying to establish a rule? And I'm sorry, I just realized I was looking at my chart. I was referring to the 5-minute ATR on the ES and not the NQ. The NQ 5-minute ATR right now is 44, which is pretty high. So I don't worry about ATRs and anything other than the NQ. I use the NQ, as I said yesterday, and you guys will hear me say many times in the show, to sort of establish what is the volatility of the markets, because it's the highest value. So it's, moves are a little more volatile, bigger numbers, and it's just a little easier to digest. So anything below 20 ATR is kind of like a yellow light for me. Below 18 ATR, 5-minute ATR on the NQ is what I'm referring to, is a no-go zone for me. And above about 35, so basically where we are now, my position size, I will take it down by about 20 to 25%, just because bigger moves, more opportunity for volatility, and I have to set bigger stops. For me, I'm looking at stops typically around 1/3 to 1/2 of an ATR. The closer to 1/2 of an ATR that I can get, the better off it's going to be, because anything less than 1/2 ATR is kind of a rounding error or a hiccup. Like right now, the ATR is up to 46, so 23 points can go pretty quickly. So if you're oversized, 23 points is gonna bottom you out very, very quickly. So I just wanted to answer that. When are we doing our next giveaway here, Nick?
I was just about to say that.
Okay,
because we're gonna do the next one in like around 5 minutes at 9:20. Shortly before the market open, and then after that we focus on the market open. But guys, we have $4,500 more to give away, cold hard cash. So you can look forward to that. Just make sure to smash that like button right now, because we're sitting at around 630, 40-ish likes. We want to see at least 750 to do that next giveaway. So hit that like button right now so we can give you some more cash. Very simple.
All right. Do we want to hit the sale real quick, because I saw we've got that all queued up, ready to go before the open here?
Go for it.
Yeah, Drew, if you want to put up that graphic now, we will give you guys, there we go. So this is a Tradeify TV launch special. So these are the advanced accounts available at Tradeify.co. And we have $30, $40, $50 sale. Boy, that 50 looks juicy at that price, guys.
It's so cheap. It's so cheap.
It is. And guys, again, maybe you're doing real well with a few, maybe you got a couple of Tradeify accounts. You got a straight to sim funded account already. This is a great opportunity, guys. If you're newer into trading, these are great prices to get in and start to experience trading, go through the ups and downs, et cetera, et cetera. And honestly, guys, if you're successful, and I'm not kidding, I'm probably going to pick one of these up over the weekend because I use a lot of accounts like these to try out new strategies. Because if it doesn't work, right? Let's say I get a $50 account, strategy doesn't work. Okay, what am I out? I'm out $50 as opposed to 2 or 3 or 5,000 of my own money in a brokerage account, right? And if it works and you found an additional edge, well, great, go through activate it and trade it, and it could be making you some money hopefully in the next couple of weeks. But the sale is good until Monday night, and the activation fees discount to $99 is available until June 7th.
And also, Matt, remember, this is literally the best deal on the market right now. I mean, not even Mr. 20 accounts can compare to this. Like, this is unmatched right now.
Yeah, Mr. 20 accounts. Yeah, that's
Is that your new nickname?
We're not going to name drop anything.
That sounds like what a pit bull's alter ego is. Mr. Worldwide, Mr. 20 counts. That does sound something like a B-list rapper would scream on his track right before it starts. Right?
Could be a Trader Street name too.
I like Swiss Nick more. Let's stick with Swiss Nick.
Swiss Nick sounds like it shouldn't sound as tough and as hard ass as it does. Like you say, Swiss Nick, I don't fuck with that guy, man. That's
Swiss Nick, that guy.
Yeah,
honestly sounds like a softie.
Yeah, I don't know. Nick, you're way too calm and collected, bro. Like, have you ever punched a monitor?
I have not, but I have punched.
You're not a real trader.
Yeah,
but I have punched a wall. I mean, I told you guys the story where with my first set of funded accounts, I made $200,000 within 16 days. But then I lost 140,000 of that within one day. And you can be sure I punched a wall, not just once, but multiple times that day. So yeah, that was a pretty bad experience. And I think you're never going to see me as angry as I was back then.
Yeah, the only thing I've done is throw a mouse one time.
You did?
Was
it connected or was it a wireless mouse?
No, it's a wireless. Actually, it was the predecessor to this mouse about 5 years ago. But yeah, if you didn't know a mouse could fly, it did that day, and it had a very, very hard landing on the other side of the room. So, but yeah,
I would say my version of getting angry is a bit different than yours. It's more retail therapy-esque. I'll probably go buy myself like a designer bag.
So you lose money and then you go cost yourself even more.
That's probably worse.
That's really no different than revenge trading. It's just a whole different kind.
Well, luckily we have this is actually a good segue to talk about our coach that we have on Tradeify TV. We have a great psychology coach that's going to be joining us next week to talk to you guys, all of you revenge traders, you retail therapists, you throw your mouse at the wall people. We have a great coach for you. So he's going to be joining us next week. He's also going to be available for you guys to set up calls with. If you are struggling with your psychology, he is an amazing resource. We are so excited to have him.
Yeah, and we had a chance to meet Coach Tank down in Miami. And boy, this is a dude with a mentality of a trading coach. He's like, I don't think he was just this the whole time, just very even keel, and has just the best damn accent, man. So it's one of those nice smooth British accents where you're just like, he could say anything and you're like, yeah, absolutely, I agree. Right? Like it's I have my brother-in-law is British as well, and he's from London, and yeah, they have like the nicest ways of calling you names and you don't even realize it. It's they'll just say something in that accent and like you don't even know they're calling you an asshole and you're just like, yeah, okay, yeah, I get it. So yeah, it's a really good way to get into trader psychology, because guys, if your head is as hard as mine, it's going to take a little time for you to A, admit you're making mistakes, and B, correct them. So
Yeah, no, 100%. And Coach Tank, I mean, guys, you've met him. I've met him. He's amazing. He's gonna throw so much value into Tradeify TV. This is gonna be unmatched with anything. And by the way, talking of being unmatched with anything, let's give away another $500. What do you think?
We need to get at least 6 more likes. I say.
All right, let's get it to 700.
At least let's get that to 700. Let's get it to 700.
All right, that's a deal. That's a deal. I want to give you guys money. Like, we all want to give you guys money.
Come on,
Cold
guys.
hard cash. We just need to get some more likes. Smash that like button right now. Oh, there we go.
We got 10 minutes till the New York session opens, so we gotta. All right, there we go.
All right, let's do another one for $500. Cold hard cash. All right, we've got the open coming up. So let's do this fast. We're gonna use the keyword Mr. 20. So MR20, Mr. 20.
I love that.
For the $500 cash giveaway. Put MR20 into the chat right now for a chance to win $500 cold hard cash. Yeah, there we go. Mr. 20 on the rise.
You guys are funny.
Nice. Yeah, chat is going crazy. That's great. That is great.
Yeah, this is. I thought our first shots across the other places' bows would be a little more subtle than this, but you know what? What the hell? Let's go.
Well,
that's great.
To each their own interpretation. But I see hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people participating. Guys, remember, this is one of the $500 giveaways. We're gonna do another one and another one and another one, and then I think another one and then another one. So we're going to be giving away $4,000 more. So it's going to be great. But also keep in mind, we don't just want you for the giveaways here, obviously. So make sure to be subscribed to the channel, because we're going to not only live trade on Tradeify TV. Mary and Matt and I mean, we're all full-time traders. We're going to live trade here, but also we're going to have amazing guests, and also we're going to have so much value, so many lessons that we're going to share with you. So stay tuned for that. But
yeah, guys, make sure you're following Tradeify on all the socials, because they're going to be putting out the schedule for next week. We have guests almost every single day next week.
Yeah, we're going to announce them later too.
Yeah, so it's going to be great, guys. It's going to be, the first couple days is just us, the internal Tradeify TV team here, and obviously Brett yesterday. But we're opening things up next week. I'm excited to see other traders trade. I'm also excited to just talk to them about their trading. There's honestly, guys, I am a trading junkie. I'm just a trading nerd with this stuff. There's nothing I like more than meeting a new trader and be like, hey, how do you do what you do, right? And that's the knowledge that we're going to be bringing to you. So I think we got a winner here, Nick. You want to announce that? Or Mariam?
Yeah, we do have a winner. The winner is Mr. Wolf. Mr. Wolf, not Mr. 20, Mr. Wolf.
Mr. Wolf's going to go gobble up those 20.
Yeah, Mr. Wolf, make sure to type something in the chat right now to confirm that you're actually Mr. Wolf and you're actually there, so we can get you $500.
You can stop the MR20s in the chat, guys. No MR20s in the chat. There he is. Mr. Wolf is there. Yes, congratulations.
There we go. And he's howling. He's doing the woohoo. Nice. $500.
Yeah, if you have a screen name of Mr. Wolf and you can't howl, you're lying to yourself.
Yeah, that's
Can you howl, Mr. Wolf? Can you just give us a woo in the chat? There. Yeah. Well, somebody else is doing it. That's good enough. Whatever.
Nice. Awesome. Nice. Let's actually focus right now, because we have the market open coming up in 6 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah, let's break it down. Let's jump right into the NQ charts here, guys.
Yeah, more giveaways later.
All right. Drew, if you can move to my screen here real quick, I just want to show everyone what I'm looking at today, specifically on the NASDAQ. So we are looking here on the 4-hour chart of the NASDAQ. Now, we did find a lot of resistance, at this 21,500 level, in the previous week. So we did, obviously we've been rejecting that level, and it's a strong level. So now what I'm looking at, obviously this is a 4-hour chart. This demand zone that I have here is a 1-hour demand zone. Now, we are holding this level right now. So what I would want to look at is that we can actually continue to hold this level, because the next area of support that I see on the NASDAQ is around the 20,700 area. Okay. Now, if we can't hold this level, I just kind of want to point out to you guys that we have this area right here from May 11th, which is a gap. So, and I don't know, I don't know if Matt and Nick, you guys trade gaps here, but one of the reasons I really like this is because when we talk about gaps, we're looking at an area where there is no price action. Okay, so when we're looking at this day, that was May 11th, and this was when the trade deal came out that Trump announced that, we're pausing tariffs and all that fun stuff, or reducing tariffs, right? So the market actually made a nice upside move. Okay, so we obviously saw that in the upcoming weeks. But now, this is kind of the area that I'm looking at, right? So if we cannot, and I don't know if this is going to happen today, anything can and will happen, right? Freaky Friday. But if we can hold this level here, then obviously we have some room to the upside. But if we break, our next level isn't until 20,550 area, and then we are approaching this gap. Now, the reason I'm interested in this area is because gaps typically fill, right? We tend to see that gaps fill. Again, because there's no price action in this area, we tend to see that these gaps fill. So again, not saying this is necessarily going to happen today, but I do want you guys to kind of keep this aware on your charts and be mindful of this, because, if we do start to see more news come out, more negative news, this is a setup that I do really, really like. So, I don't know. Typically, I don't look at the 4 hour, but I wanted to show you guys more of a macro view of this. I normally trade on the 5 minute and the 2 minute, but this is something that we might see in the upcoming weeks. What do you guys think?
Matt is already shaking his head again, hearing you trade on the 5 minute and 2 minute. I feel it. I feel it to Switzerland. Actually, one thing right now, Matt, is that your chart? Is that your chart?
No, that's Miriam right there.
That's mine.
All right, all good. We have the market open coming up in, what's that, 3.5 minutes? So let's actually lock in for that.
So we have, let's see, what do we got there? 8:32 long break there. Is that a Simba special right there? 8:32. Okay, hold on. Let me get to my micros here. I'm gonna jump in at 8. I'm gonna go up a little more. I'm gonna wait till about 8:35 here for an entry.
Already taking an entry pre-market open.
There we go.
Freaky Friday. Ballsy.
Freaky Friday.
Absolutely. All right, we're gonna try to get about 25 handles out of this. So I'm gonna scale out at 4. Let's see, probably about, entry was right there at 8:35. So we'll try to get out at 60 for the first half.
Let's see it.
Oh, we're getting into it. We're getting into it.
How many contracts are you in for?
It's 8 micros.
All right.
All right, guys. First trade and the market hasn't even opened yet. Welcome to Freaky Friday.
That is Freaky Friday. Where do you have your stop, Matt?
Stop would probably be, let's see, 8:30. That's a high ATR. I probably got to go about to 8:10.
Got it. Let's see what happens.
A little below.
You have 1 minute and 50 seconds till market open.
Yeah.
I want to know though. I want to know, and maybe we can throw up a poll here. I want to know what you guys think. What do we think the day is going to turn out to be? Are we thinking bulls? Are we thinking bears? Who's going to take over the market today? Because, like I said, we've kind of been seeing this crazy movement happen after the fact, right? So type in the chat. I want to hear bulls or bears. Bulls or bears. Who's taking over today?
We can also pull up a poll.
Yeah. Do we have a poll ready? I know I kind of threw this on you, Nick. Other Nick.
The other Nick. We also have another Nick on the team. There we go. All right. I'll actually go bear for that one. And Miriam, you better do too. I mean, you're Beyoncé, matcha mommy.
We'll see.
Matt is in profit right now.
Yeah, we'll see. If we get above 850, 855 is my risk off on the trade. 855, I will basically move my mental stop to break even. If I get about 25 to 30, at least, or 20 to 25 handles in the NQ, I will not take a loss on it at that point. I will not let it reverse and go severely red on me. This thing's gonna make me hold it to the open too. Let's get a little pop in these 30 seconds and
we got 30 seconds, guys, till the open.
You got some.
I am at least gonna throw another, just in case this thing pops hard at the open. I want to throw a profit stop up there just in case.
Matt, you got some balls opening a trade 3 minutes before the open, man.
Yeah.
Give it up for Matt.
Honestly, I'm gonna bring my initial target down a little bit. I would like to get about half of this off before the open, which I'm not going to do.
Yeah, we have 1 second. There we go.
Okay,
ding,
half
ding,
off,
MFers.
half off.
Nice.
That half off hit.
Nice.
We are open.
Okay,
Yeah,
stop
really
going,
good.
break even for the rest, slightly above
There we go.
break even.
Congrats, Matt.
Nice.
Good work.
I'm gonna manually bring this stop up.
Where are you trailing it to? Candle body or?
I'm at 840 right now. If we get above 870, I will move the stop to 860.
Nice.
I'm locking in a lot of profit here.
How many
All
do you
right,
see?
there it is. I'm out.
Nice.
fully out
of
Give it
that
up for
position.
Matt. First
work.
trade of the day.
Put a W in
one
the
you-
chat for Matt, guys. Put a
Which
W.
one
in
of you assholes in the chat said I was going to get cooked on that trade again? Come on. I saw. Don't think I didn't see that.
We want to see the W's in the chat, guys.
I really
Put it up
didn't
for
want to
Matt.
hold that to the open, but that's we'll take it. We'll take it.
Take it.
Yep.
And now the market can just F right off for a little while.
Is that going to be a tradition for now, Matt? You the
Absolutely
3 minute
not.
Friday.
Props to Brett for the signal on that one.
Brett threatened him that if he didn't
Yeah.
take that trade.
No, Brett said you lose again on the show, you're fucking fired this morning, bro. So that's it.
Yeah, you're good now. You're good now.
What's great is, of course, he didn't say that, but we can all picture him saying that. So
Exactly.
Nice.
all right,
yeah,
he
let's
said,
see.
Zoe said that was me, Matt. Sorry. Okay, all right. I appreciate that. No, it's own up.
Yeah. Let's see how that 15-minute opening range forms. I'm really interested in that, honestly.
Yeah, interesting. The first candle's very non-decisive so far. So, I was checking the bullish or bearish today. Honestly, guys, I still think we're gonna roll down a little bit from here.
Yeah, me
But
too. But it's very
I
even.
really-
50 right now in the poll.
I said this yesterday and I looked stupid, but I don't need any help doing that. I thought the opening range, the 15-minute orb and maybe even the 30-minute orb yesterday would really determine direction, and it did, but then we reversed hard. And
Right.
yesterday was a good day as far as just some really good momentum. It wasn't always the easiest to catch, right? But that was overall pretty good. So
Matt, also people want to know, what was your locked profit on that trade?
yeah, let me pull that up here. I don't even know where to find that in here.
Not used to trading on TradingView, huh?
I'm really not. No, I'm really not.
You're a Sierra
The-
guy, right?
Yeah, I think the overall was between either high 300s or low 400s. So I'll go look that up later. But yeah, it was we'll say it was approximately 400. Let me see if it's on my dashboard.
Nice.
I think I got a
Well,
really
good
shit.
job
I think
there.
I got a shitty fill on that second part. But I'll have to go take a look at that in a little bit. So go to account summary. Is that what I need to go to? Yeah, I'm not used to trading on the. Yeah, see, it doesn't show anything here. Oh, 343. I'm sorry. So plus 343.44.
Somebody in the chat already caught it. and
Okay,
said-
cool. I appreciate that, guys. Appreciate that. We do aim for transparency here, so I do want to be specific with that. That's why I didn't want to give you an approximate number. Boy, I did get freaking hosed on the last part of that fill there. But now we're rolling up towards the 900. I'm gonna scrunch this
Yeah.
chart up here.
I mean, Brett said, ride it to high of day, man.
Boy, you're you fib guys. I bet there's some Brett talked about the fib yesterday. It's not something I've done a ton of in my day trading. Is that something you guys use?
The
Fib?
Fibonacci's?
Yeah.
No, I don't use it at all.
I will use it occasionally. When, especially yesterday when Brett was on, he did make a good point about, using it for the highs and lows. I mean, we could even use it in this instance, right? Like I would probably use it for, the high of, yesterday's close and then, bringing it all the way down to pre-market low. So, if we draw that fib out, actually, let's do that. Let's do that.
And just for the record, guys, that was on my Tradeify account. They are setting us up with live accounts very soon. So by next week, hopefully we will be on actual live trading accounts. This is a Tradeify account, but this is we're going to be going towards to the live money ones very soon. So just in the interest of transparency, because I know that's not something that's always very apparent on some of these streams, but yeah, that is we will be setting up into actual live money accounts very soon.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah. So something I'm looking at right now, we are reaching and approaching this golden pocket, as Brett would call it. I mean, if you are a fib trader, this is what I'd be looking for. It does follow. It looks like it's in confluence also with VWAP. Now, we talked about VWAP here and using indicators, but I like to use VWAP as a source of confluence. I don't like to try to heavily rely on using indicators a lot, but VWAP is one of those that I will throw up on my charts. So what I would be looking at next, so if we can find resistance here, we do have room up to this 980 level here on the NASDAQ. I'm looking at the 5-minute chart here. Now, I would want to see, a possible continuation above that, and then continuation above yesterday's low, which is sitting at 21,042 area, 040. So, if we do pop up above that, for me, I'm more of a contrarian trader, so I don't like taking the initial upside move. So I'm just going to let the market settle in a bit here. Like I said, we do have some light-ish data coming out in about less than 30 minutes now. So again, just gonna sit, wait, let the markets digest, and then we'll go from there. Again, the downside, what I would be looking for a downside move is a break below the pre-market low. The pre-market low right now is sitting at this 20,727 level. So I would want to see traction below that, because we do have room. Okay, we do have room. I mean, we do have an area sitting here at 690, but we don't really have anything left other than this 550 area, 560. So we do have room to the downside if we can break. So I'm just going to be extra patient today and just wait and see what we do here at this 980 level.
Yeah, interesting. We're also approaching VWAP right now. We're 40 points away from VWAP. So let's see what happens there. Also right now, the level that market loses a bit of juice is the previous week mid price. Again, I'm looking out for these mid levels all the time, because that is where price tends to reject oftentimes. So right now, we're still pushing pretty well though. Volume is there for the bulls. I mean, I know, Mariam, you're a volume trader. So on a day like this, where we push up right from the open, you just said it, you're trying to sitting it out. Basically, you're waiting, you're extra patient, but still, are you tempted by any chance to just hop in and chase it?
I've been burned many times in my trading career by chasing a move. And,
I'm a reformed chaser myself. I understand.
And it's always that feeling. It's always that feeling that the market is watching your exact move, right? Like, we all felt this, right? We all get into a trade and we topped it, right? And then you're like, oh my God, the market makers know that I'm trying to enter. So now everything's dropping. And then you panic and then you exit your position for a loss. And then it ends up going and skyrocketing up, right? So I am not by any means tempted to chase any sort of move. And this is kind of similar to what we got a little bit later in the day yesterday, but we did get this break and we got this skyrocket move. And I kind of mentioned the same thing of I am not interested in chasing. I'm just going to let the market digest. Like I said, the first 15 minutes of the market, you really just want to see what the market's going to do, right? The institutional investors usually come in during the time of, after the 15 minutes. So you really want to wait and let the market digest. I've just, I've been burned too much in the past. So I'm not gonna chase this.
Yeah.
So I got a question for you guys, and this is something I was just reading through some of the chat and comments that we've had before and all that. Interestingly enough, I'm a very goal-oriented person, right? I want to be setting, certain. I'm not a big fan of first-year traders setting monetary goals per se. I mean, you could have something like pass my first eval within 3 months or get a first payout or all that. I think you set yourself up for disappointment with specific financial goals. But one of the things that I think the prop firm industry, Tradeify specifically, has done really well is I think they put a lot of things in perspective when we're talking about building out consistency, whether there's rules or just certain amount of trade, and really working against that FOMO, that full port Friday, as we were joking, mentality. And guys, I want you to just really think. I don't like where people talk about average days, because like yesterday was just not that great a trading day. So far today looks a lot better, should get several opportunities. But for me, when we're looking at the like, well, I want to do this per day, I prefer to take a look at the weekly a little more. And guys, just forget like these. I know, listen, there's so many people out there, and I realize the irony of me saying this on YouTube, but YouTubers out there who are throwing in a lot of insane numbers out there. I'm here to tell you who's legit or who's not. We don't have time for that bullshit. Okay. But really just think about, especially if you're just starting to have some success, you want to think about your thousands, you want to think about the big M word eventually, cool. 100% support that. But at the same time, really focus on getting that $300 to $500 a week down. And then if you can do that with, let's say, 5 micros, you just saw me make 300 with 8. Okay. But guys, that can be life-changing. It really can be. So think about just building out those modest goals for your first 6 to 8 months of your profit career. Like, they forget that the 3, 6 months, 12 months it's going to take you to become profitable. And then it's just a matter of scaling. If you can make $500 a week on 5 micros, then in 6 months you're doing 2 minis. Just, you guys can do the math. So keep the expectations realistic for your first year of trading. So, you've heard the failure rates of traders, but the bottom line is they shouldn't be that high, because so many people that could be successful just quit. So just kind of keep that in mind, guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And also, again, in the the energy of interrupting you guys, because I love that. And on the back end here, I saw a legendary trader clock in over 100 points from that move already. So guys, obviously you all know who that was. Obviously it was Brett, Mr. Simba himself. And actually in the fashion of that, I'm gonna have him come on later. So that is gonna be interesting. Chat, can you please, if you want Brett on, if you want Simba on later today, put a Simba in the chat right now. I want to see that shit flying.
Boy, I'm just now catching up on our side convo, guys. That's always entertaining.
And guys, by the way, in 3 minutes we got the 15-minute opening range formed. I already have it marked out here.
Our behind-the-scenes conversation we should put on like HBO or something. That's well, interesting, guys. We did bang our heads right on the 50% retracement level. We didn't quite make it up to VWAP. So we've made our move, right? Like, so we're about to close out this opening 15 minutes. So we've made our move. So where are we? Like, where's the reaction to the move, right? So we had a big move, we reacted, we moved up, we got to about a 50% retracement. Now, do we break up through that? Or I mean, if you're putting a gun to my head right now, which I hope you're not, but if you are, I think we're going to end up cracking through lower days at some point. Now, am I willing to put money on that right now? I am not. But at the same time, if you're asking me, are we gonna get back above and have a sustained run above VWAP, or are we gonna drop back down below -1 standard deviation? I would probably say the latter right now.
Yeah, I agree. I really, this is why it's so important to stay patient, guys, because like I said, I mean, we're getting this retracement right now. VWAP is still going to be that area of resistance. So you want to be careful on days like this. It's always good practice, especially on Fridays, to be careful. And I know I already said this, but for those of you who are just, tuning in right now, you got to make sure that you are careful on a Friday. Like, you don't want to go, I get it, full port Friday, Freaky Friday, there's a lot that goes on, right? But you don't want to boom and bust, right? You don't want to have days where you are just making so much money and then losing it the next, right? Like, it is a consistency process, right? Like, you want to make sure that you're in it for the long game, right? So,
and if you are just turning into the stream now, what the hell's wrong with you? You should have been here an hour and 15 minutes ago. If our resident California girl can be here at 5:30 a.m., y'all have no excuses. So yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
so we are getting a projection right now. I do have a trend line right now that's kind of patiently waiting for a retest, but it is almost 15 minutes after the open. So let's just
Shall we
see.
Shall we do another giveaway for the celebration of the 15-minute opening range?
Yeah,
Let's do it.
I want to do answer one comment first. Austin says, I tried to, Monday through Thursday I'm profitable, then Friday all my hard work is gone. There's a very simple solution to that. And I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm not telling you exactly what to do. But if you're making money Monday through Thursday and losing every Friday, take Fridays off. Just watch this stream. That's all you need to do. So yeah, no, seriously though, that's why you journal, guys. If your Fridays are shit, don't trade on Fridays.
But
right?
Matt,
I mean, it may not be that simple, but it's, you know.
I heard that so many times before, and I always find it interesting because if you take Friday off because it's the last day of the week, Thursday is now going to be the last day of your week. Now the question becomes: is that person going to lose on Thursday because now that's the last day of the week, and then they have to take Thursday off, and then they have to take Wednesday off, and Tuesday
then just
and Monday,
pull up
and then
the sim on Friday. Damn, I mean, this isn't that complicated.
Yeah, and no. Like, I still find it tricky.
Yeah, okay. The Swiss guy's not taking a position. What a shock. It's like if you you should probably just downsize on a Friday, you know? Don't take off, just downsize. You're gonna be fine, but still trade. If you see a setup that is usually a setup, then just take it. I mean, nothing wrong with that. No more Simbas in the chat, guys. Quit spamming the chat.
Let's
actual questions in the comments.
Yeah, let's actually do this. If you type another Simba in the chat, you get disqualified from the next giveaway.
It is Anarchy Friday here at Tradeify TV. We do not give a you know what.
Yep.
Oh man.
Actually, but let's do the next giveaway here. We have formed the 15-minute opening range. The range is going right now from the 20,821 level.
Okay, the next giveaway is not Simba, guys. So
up to the 20,953 level. That is the 15-minute opening range. So let's give away another $500, guys. What do you think?
I think we should do it. Let's let's see. What should we do the word here?
I have an idea. Let's do this. For the next giveaway, we're going to give away another $500, and we have more coming after that, so stay tuned for this. And we also have Brett coming on later, so that's going to be exciting. But for the next giveaway, in the, celebrating the 50-minute opening range, we're going to do ORB for opening range break, all right, as the code. So put ORB in the chat right now if you want a chance to get $500.
And we'll watch that orb together. I've got it approximately set up on the chart here.
And also make sure to like this stream. Like if you type something in the chat, you also got to like the stream. That's kind of like that's the law. It's a silent agreement that you're.
No, it's not silent. It is an explicit law. If you do not,
all right, you have to type ORB and you have to like the stream. There we go. Nice. Already see a lot of people.
Love it.
And we're gonna have more after that. So let's see who wins this one. We're approaching the low of the 50-minute opening range. If we go to my chart really quick, Drew, what we can see here, we're now in the bottom third of the 15-minute opening range. And for me, what I'm looking for is either a break to the downside, which I would be happy about because for today, I'm more bearish than bullish. Or if it so happens, bounce it and then break it to the upside, but that would not be something I would look for. So for me, waiting for a break of the opening range and then some sort of a bear flag / consolidation and then breaking that would be my first entry. And today, I'm not going to miss it because yesterday I missed that entry and it was so good. It would have actually been a 50-pointer, free money basically. But let's see what happens today.
I also like that thesis. I'm also looking for an opening range break to the downside. I do have a trend line as well that I'm looking at. So I would like to see 20,830 break. Let's say 20,825 just to be safe. And then, like you said, Nick, a retest back. I do have a trend line though that would probably be in confluence around the 20,800 or 810 area. So safer entry would probably be there. And then target would be that pre-market low at 725, 726 area. So just staying patient, guys.
Matt, what are you looking at right now? If you're looking at anything except the chat, that's going crazy.
Yeah, that's yeah. We'll cut. We got to cut this off in a second here. The orbs are making me dizzy. But no, I'm in the same. And guys, there is, at some point, if you're being successful, you want to protect profits. One trade is, I'm not necessarily interested in protecting one trade's profits. I'll take something else if I see it. But yeah, with this, we're kind of locked into the orb here. Pretty good size, 15-minute opening range. We'll be closing up in 11 minutes, our 30-minute opening range. I'm not a huge orb trader, but like as I talked about on yesterday's show, I do want to always know, are we breaking to the upside, are we breaking to the downside, et cetera, just to kind of help out with that, because a lot of times breaks of some of these orbs will determine direction the rest of the day, even if it doesn't determine the strength of the move. Just having some stats behind that is always very important.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. For the giveaway, we actually have a winner.
Nice.
And that winner is Mr. Bill. So if your name is Mr. Bill and you just participated, then make sure to type something in the chat right now to confirm. And we are going to send you $500 cold hard cash. How are you feeling about that?
Oh,
guys, all good?
Congrats, Mr. Bill. We've got a lot of misters.
I see him. Okay. That's the most dramatic part of our day, is watching for the winners, just to make sure.
And also, stop putting ORB in the chat right now, or you're going to be disqualified for the next giveaway.
Some of y'all are like 5 minutes behind on the stream. That's.
I think these are people, they didn't even listen, and they just see people typing ORB and they go like, oh, ORB. Fucking sheep.
Yeah, come on, guys, get it together. Just kidding. We love all our viewers.
Of course.
Especially those that like the stream.
Especially those that subscribe.
Yes.
Those we like the most. All right. I see on my chart, within the 15-minute opening range, I do have a tiny little downtrend line, which, if this breaks to the upside, Drew, if you can show my charts, if this breaks to the upside, I will potentially start looking for longs in form of a bull flag. However, I would like for it to break out of the 15-minute opening range first. But as we speak, we see price poking its head out of this trend line. So let's see what's actually going to happen. Do you have that too on your chart, Miriam, or do you just have the bottom one?
Yeah, actually, no, that's a good one. So my sweet spot is the 5-minute. When I look at a potential trade, I like to look at the 5-minute. When I'm actually in a trade, I like to manage it on the 2-minute. And if you guys don't know, I'm a scalper. So typically my trades are quick. I'm in and out, especially in the market, environment that we've been in lately, right? So, this is very easy to see to the naked eye. You don't have to be a technical analysis to really see this, but as Nick is pointing out here, even on the 2-minute, we do have this downtrend trend line that we could potentially break to the upside. However, when we're looking at the opening range, I actually like what we're seeing right now. I do like that we are kind of squeezing in this range, as to say, because typically in my experience, when we have such a small range that we're moving in, we do tend to see a decent breakout. Now, again, this is not, 100% all the time, right? Nothing's 100% in trading, but, you can always kind of look at when price is squeezing in a range, it's typically that, buyers and sellers are fighting about what the price should be, right? And so that is a really good indication of not only staying patient, but not trying to get chopped up in this. So, even if we do take this breakout, you could potentially take it for a nice scalp. Now, Nick, I don't know how you typically trade breakouts. I know that you're a momentum trader. Can you walk us through like what that looks like for you?
Yeah, of course. So if we look at my chart here, I mean, let's say what I would want is, I'm going to use the brush tool here. What I would want is a clean breakout out of this short little downtrend line. Well, that's eliminated now. However, if we're looking at this setup still, like I would want some sort of consolidation, right? Some sort of a flag, and then a move to the upside, and I would enter as soon as we break that consolidation. So that would be for the upside, and then on the downside, obviously the exact same. So if we would break the opening range, then some sort of a consolidation, and then a move to the downside. That is how I enter these trades, and then usually I have my stop above the consolidation and TP. Depending on how big the stop loss is, I usually like anywhere between at least 1 to 1 to then up to 1, 2, 3. that is where I go.
Absolutely. I also want to remind everyone in the chat as well. Make sure you're if for some reason you walk away, or make sure you're live on the stream. So there's a little live button on the lower part of the screen for this. So if for some reason you rewind to hear, I mean, we're dropping just amazing knowledge every single minute on this show. So maybe you go back to hear something again. Make sure you're live, and we do caution you against randomly getting into trades with us without knowing what's going on behind it. We try to give you as much notice as we can on some of those. But guys, obviously, make sure you're live, because even with that, you're going to have a little bit of a lag going on. So we do have news top of the hour. Some, I believe, new home starts. Let's see. Hold on. We've got, new home sales and new home month over month coming in about 5 minutes. We do have a Fed speech at 11, so that'll be noon Eastern. And that should be just about all for the news, at least the major news going on. And I've been watching the news feed. Not a lot has come across. Again, 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock today, there will be press availability with the president. So let's make sure if he tweeted out on the tariffs and he hasn't talked about them yet, so he's going to be asked about them. That could rattle or pop the market. So just be aware of that.
Yeah. Also, Miriam, to give you a live example, or like a real life example for one of my trades. I mean, today during the London session, I already had a trade. Now, guys, keep in mind this is the 1 minute chart, right? Right here we see it perfectly. So we had when London opened at 3 a.m. EST, we had a pretty aggressive move to the upside. Then around VWAP, we were consolidating, which was that bull flag setup I was looking for. And then as soon as that broke, I entered the trade. I had a 10-point stop here, and I had a 25-point target, so 2.5 RR, and almost got stopped out on that pullback really quick, but then it hit TP perfectly and even ran further up. So that was the trade I took during London session today.
Awesome. I love it. Yeah, it's really cool to see like your side of it, being on, obviously on the London session, because I think that's like 2 a.m. for me. So I'm definitely still asleep. But that's awesome to see kind of like your side of it and your interpretation. Nick and I trade very similarly. Matt is, he's kind of the outlier, but whatever. We're
Whatever, man. Whatever.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Okay. Let's check back in 6 months. Okay. All right.
We're gonna compare our accounts and see who actually made the most in this period.
You're
of time.
goddamn right. We're gonna do that. Yeah. Well, when we get the live account set up, we're gonna have like quarterly and 6 month competitions. If I lose, I'll shave my head. So I think it'll be,
that's sick.
I'm willing to do that for you. Okay, that's just whore myself out for likes and subscribers on the stream. That's fine. So
we're here for it. The chat is here for it for sure. Yeah. I'm sure they are.
The chat's been good today. Once we get rid of the spamming of things. Yeah, the chat's been great, man. This is some great questions. For everybody. I just had a feeling we'd have I mean, numbers aside, and we're going to get the numbers, but like we've just got our viewers just a little bit smarter than the viewers of some of the other programs. I'm not saying names, not going to do that, but you're tuning into, this is like we're like a really good nutritional, but good tasting meal, right? Like we're not like a bag of chips, which is just empty calories to like some of the other streams are, but, yeah, there were.
Well, we have about 2 minutes.
Make Matt's hair great again.
Can we get a hat made of that? I would actually wear it.
You get that, I'll get Matcha Mommy.
All right, deal.
No, so yeah, we've got one of 3 funny but not disrespectful nicknames down now with Matcha Mommy. So we gotta get Nick and I in the coming weeks. You don't spam the chat with suggestions right now.
I got Swiss Nick. I'm fine with Swiss Nick. Yeah, that works.
Yeah. All right.
It's pretty basic. It's pretty neutral. It fits the tone, Yeah, guys.
Make Matt's hair grow again.
We have. I'm
gonna grow.
2 minutes, right?
I'm gonna grow all new hair. It's gonna be huge. I'm gonna have it out here. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be the best hair anyone's ever seen. They've all say so. It's gonna be amazing. It's huge.
You gotta make sure your beard game is strong too, though.
Oh no, this is fine. I like this. my
if you're
fiance
gonna grow out your hair, you got to grow out the beard.
I will find a picture and we will put it on stream sometime next week if I still have access to it. I don't know if it was on my hard drive in the computer that flooded out, but so when I was doing a live stream for not a competitor of Tradeify, but for another company during COVID, and I was doing a couple hours a day of various things, doing options trading, and I grew a COVID lockdown beard. It was out about 3-4 inches. I showed that to my fiance, and she vetoed that ever happening again. So naturally, I'm going to do it at some point, but I at least gotta wait till after the wedding before I do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will find that picture. It was pretty entertaining because my beard does not grow like long. It just like poofs. So there's a reason I don't keep it too long. But no, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. I like it here.
It's all good.
It's nice.
It's all good.
All right.
So,
Miriam, do you want to announce the next giveaway?
I would love to.
Want to give away some more money?
So we're gonna do another giveaway, guys.
But wait. I mean, we're sitting at 970 likes. Can we get at least 1,000?
Yeah, you're right. We'll wait on that.
Yeah, chat, get us to 1,000 likes, and we're gonna give away another $500.
Hey, Debasis says we are the most good-looking trading streamers. You're goddamn right, we are.
Let's go. Let's go.
1K likes, guys. We're there, almost
We're
there.
Almost there.
There we go. We crossed it. There we go. We crossed it. All right, Mary.
Nice. Let's
go. We can announce.
All right.
Next one.
Next giveaway. The code word is gonna be Mr. Clean. Mr. Clean.
All right. Put Mr. Clean in the chat right now, and you're gonna get a chance to win $500 right now. We're gonna spam this chat like crazy. And we're gonna have so many people misspell it. I already see.
You both just suck.
I already see somebody spelled McLaren in here. Like, what the hell is going on? Mr. Clean is the keyword, guys.
Boy, the group text after this show is gonna be interesting. I'm sending some shit. Probably literally. I take my dog for a walk. The biggest crap that he takes, I'm gonna send it to Miriam.
Oh man.
I had to do it.
These damn kids, let me tell you.
Yeah, trading on the 1 minute, being annoying as shit. Like, sorry, man.
Yeah. Oh, you damn kids.
You're
damn kids in your 1 minute charts.
Yeah, on the 1 minute, the price looks awful right now. Barcoding.
Yeah,
I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything for Brett. He's either laughing or getting ready to fire all three of us.
Oh man.
All right. So anyway, trading charts. There's the market's open, guys.
Yeah, we promise.
We're still in the range. We're still in the 15-minute orb here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild.
That's what I don't like. Like, I mean, yesterday we had
the 15-minute orb is now the 30-minute orb because we didn't break. So that's kind of rare.
Yeah.
Especially recently.
Yeah, very true.
But it is nice though. Like I said, I do like that we are in this range because so what I like to call a small range like this that we have on the opening range, like we are literally in, what is this? We have 20,824 to 20,953. So, less than 100-point range, about 70, I don't know, I can't math, whatever, it's too early, but it's a small range, right? I like to call this a penalty box, right? Like, we do not trade in this box. We wait for a breakout to the upside or we wait for a breakdown to the downside. So this is actually perfect. I actually like when we're in this because not only does it physically, show me where not to trade, but it also makes me stay patient. It makes me stick to my plan. It forces me to wait for that setup. So, it's Friday, guys. You don't have to force a trade. I mean, personally, I had a really great week. So if I'm going to take a trade, it better be top of the line, A++ sort of setup. So I'm just gonna wait.
Yeah, same for me. I mean, I showed you my 25-point trade that I had during the London session. This week I'm up 105 points right now. So for me, I'm chilling. It's like,
yeah, but again, you made that trade in Europe, so it's only 50% now.
Oh, true.
I don't make the rules.
True.
That's how it is.
I'll take 12.5. That's fine. I'll just double my contract size.
Yeah, because
All right,
that's the solution to everything.
We're gonna end the giveaway right now. So stop If you're typing Mr. Clean, we're gonna stop that. We're gonna pick a winner in a bit here. But also, reminder to everyone to please subscribe to the channel. You know, we're less than 100 subscribers away from 9,000 subscribers. So please make sure that you are subscribed and make sure that you get notifications for these live streams, because we're on Monday through Friday, 8:30 in the morning, Eastern time. So make sure that you are locked in with us.
Absolutely. And guys, it's also important just from the standpoint of, I think we're obviously very early in this show. We're halfway done with show number 2 of hopefully thousands to come. But guys, I think it's very important. And one of the reasons, not to grandstand or do any bullshit like that, but one of the reasons I was very comfortable like coming on here, taking this job and working under the Tradeify banners, because like they never shied away from telling us, listen, like go do an authentic stream. Like we're never going to shy away from telling you guys, this is a very difficult profession. Now, are we going to hopefully give you some great knowledge and make it fun? Yeah, but you're not going to hear us talking about, full porting a bunch of, get Mr. 20 accounts, full port everything all the time, all that bullshit. We're just not going to do that. Now, again, trading, we hope you can be pretty successful early on in your career, but if not, we're here to help you along the way and give you some knowledge. So guys, this is I was so excited when I met Nick and Miriam and the whole team, because really, Brett's behind the scenes giving us, little hints here or there and little ideas, but they're never taking away our voice. And that's something that I think is really, really cool. And I know for a fact does not happen at other places. And I'm not just talking about streams of other companies, but just all the YouTubers. So like, if somebody's not telling you that this is a difficult profession, honestly, they're fucking lying to you at that point. Now, it doesn't mean it can't be fun. Doesn't mean you can't make some money and get some payouts early on, but to really get good at this takes time, guys. And we're here to help you along the way. And the resources from the trade journaling, the coach tank, to all of that Tradeify provides, they're with you every step of the way. So make sure you do that. And if you've never bought a Tradeify account, guys, the sale we have going on now is fantastic. It's a great, great intro to the Tradeify world and get you into the ecosystem and all that. So highly encourage you guys. The get-in price right now to get an eval, and we're not talking about activation, but just get an eval, is $30, guys. That's one of the best in the business. Jump on that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Also, like Miriam, that comment that you just sent was beautiful.
It was. I love that. So one of our viewers here, I want to shout out EA Marde. I think I'm saying that right. He says, or he says, this show, it's a balanced view. Matt is the root, Nick is the branch, Miriam is the flower. You just made my day with that. That is amazing.
Why do you get to be the flower?
I mean, come on.
You want to be the flower?
No,
you can be the flower if you want.
Sorry, ask a stupid question, get us through there by mistake. All right, guys, we look like we could be breaking out of our 15 and 30-minute orbs here on NQ. So the actual break would be at 9:53:50. So we're very close to that here. What are you guys looking at here?
I'm looking at another missed bull flag entry. My new name is going to be Mr. Missed Entry or something. Like, you see that? I was talking to you guys and just now looked at my charts, and here it would have been like that was the break I was looking forward to.
Thank you for the Leah. Thank you for the comment. She said you realize the root there is no flower or branch. So yeah, that's right.
Love that.
Guys, by the way, I want to announce the new winner of the $500 giveaway. And I'm actually going to put the name in the chat. I'm trying to pronounce it. Don't be mad at me. The winner is Thao Hyun or something like that. I just put it in the chat here 3 times. Make sure if that's you, make sure to type something in the chat. I want to make sure that you claim that prize.
Depending on where that's coming from, you don't know if the H is silent or not in Thao or Tao.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and I'm from Switzerland and can't speak proper English. So we have a double problem here. All right, let's see.
Wait, you can't speak English? You speak European over there?
Yes, in Switzerland, this is how we speak. Other English is very, very, very difficult.
Y'all need to speak American.
It's American, okay?
Okay. All right. Nice. All right, now we see price reacting to the upper side of the opening range, the 50-minute opening range. Getting stuck there a bit. Maybe another chance for an entry for myself. Let's see. I'm observing that this time.
Yeah, we are approaching a level of resistance. Now VWAP, at least VWAP, is coming down to that opening range top. So, just be careful at this level here. I used to be a massive breakout trader, right? Like I used to just take the initial breakout once, price was coming in, I saw volume coming in. That was back in the days when I used to trade options. And not that I don't trade options, I still trade options to this day. But, a lot of times I've realized is the first move is usually not the best move to get into. And, there will be times where you get a breakout and it just continues running, which, that's a very sad day in my book. But, a lot of times I've realized just wait for the retest, right? If we get this breakout right now of the opening range and VWAP, and then we start moving to the upside, I would really like to see a retest back. And Drew, if we can show my charts real quick here so I can make sure everyone's seeing what I'm seeing. So right here, we have the NASDAQ on the 5-minute. This box here that you see is the opening range. So this is just the first 15 minutes, first 30 minutes of the market here now that we're sitting. And we're still in this range. So we have VWAP right here. It might be hard to see on my charts, but this purple line that I would be looking for to actually break. And now, I'm not super excited about the upside because, if I did take this trade, for example, I got in, say at 960, right? 960 area. My next level would be this 993, which would be a nice 30-point trade on the NASDAQ. Absolutely. However, for me, and I don't know if this is just my contrarian side talking, but I'm really not excited about this upside move. Now, I would, however, be looking for us to trade above yesterday's low. If I can see that bulls have conviction above yesterday's low, then that's something that I'll start to look at. Another thing that I really like to look at is, as an options trader and, as someone who used to heavily, not as much today, but I trade SPX, right? SPX options, if anyone trades SPX options, they know that SPX options are bay. So if you look at an SPX chart, you will see that SPX typically has gaps, right? And so what I like to look at is SPX actually going to be filling this gap? And let me just open SPX here. This is kind of my other area of confluence here. So when I look at this gap here, it's a pretty massive gap, right? So what I would be looking at is if we can break above this 57.95 area, it closely matches what ES is doing as well, which is really nice because, we have a really nice gap here to work with. So ES, I'm sorry, not this ES, this is not the right ES. If we're looking at ES futures, we're looking at if my chart will cooperate here. What is happening? Sorry, guys. We're looking at ES here, we're looking at the same area, right? The 58.10 area to break. Now, yesterday's low is obviously going to be another area of confluence, but this is all to say that, I look at all these different things to see how I'm going to trade the market. Again, it's Friday, so I'm not super thrilled about the upside, but we do have this gap to fill. And as I'm speaking right now, we are actually making this move to the upside.
Yes,
so I do want to see how we're gonna do with this area.
Let's see what happens. We're right at VWAP right now.
Right at VWAP. We're getting a lot of buying pressure actually pop in as well.
Where's my VWAP gang in the chat?
Type VWAP gang.
Volume. The only thing I'm kind of noticing is the volume. The volume is not picking up as much as I would want it to.
It is on the 1 minute actually.
Is it?
Check the 1 minute, yeah.
Looking at the 5 minute.
Pumping it up on the 1 minute.
Oh yeah, it is on the 1 minute for sure.
Roger just passed 50K growth. Congratulations, sir.
Let's go.
Nice.
Let's get that. Yeah, guys, I've told you that if you're any small success you're having that we can celebrate with you, let us know. But especially if you're passing your first eval or taking your first payout, that's the only time you have permission to spam the chat. Keep doing it until we acknowledge it, because we want to make sure, again, first Tradeify eval passed or first Tradeify payout, tell us, we are going to acknowledge you on stream.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
actually, speaking of acknowledging wins on stream, can we get a poll up to see how everybody's doing for today? Are you guys green? Are you guys red? We're going to put up a poll in a second.
They were like 60% green yesterday. If they're being honest, we got the best damn trading chat on the interwebs.
Hell yeah.
Let's
Let's see
go.
how it is today. We want to see who is green and who is red for today. There's going to be a poll in a second. That's going to pop up in the YouTube chat right here.
Okay,
there we go.
Okay, I have to acknowledge that giveaway or the name in the chat. Big Tick Energy. That's outstanding. That's bravo.
That is great. That is great.
We got the best traders for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not calling anybody out, but we watched some other streams prepping for this. I didn't watch that many because it didn't take long to determine we weren't going to do that. But those chats, man, they're drier than salt in the desert, man. But yeah, you guys are killing it. I appreciate that. Yeah, you guys make this job easy when the chat is blowing up and having success, asking good questions, making funny but non-disrespectful comments. That's always welcome. So if you can tell, we're three people who one of the best pieces of life advice I ever got from a teacher back in grade school is take everything you do seriously, but don't take yourself too seriously. So you're going to see us, what we're talking here, guys, we're taking what we do very seriously here, but we don't take ourselves too seriously. And the instant you get too cocky in this market, it will humble you. Trust me on that. And the people who've been like streaming for years and never show losses on the screen, they've been humbled. They're just not telling you about it. So
100%. And guys, the chat is 53% green. 53% of the people in chat are green, and 29% are flat. So only 19% are in the red right now. I'm looking at another potential bull flag break here, by the way, guys, just so I mentioned that too before I take anything.
Okay, we got a great question here in the chat from Jason Sly. When you have a minute, we should all address that.
What's the question?
Okay, I didn't want to interrupt you if you were in the middle of something.
No, okay. I'm just observing.
So
I just don't want another entry.
Passed plenty of evals and failed every funded. Can you guys talk about the transition from challenge to funded? I've only done like off and on eval accounts over the years. Like my main trading is in my brokerage account, but I've experimented with some of the stuff. I want to let you guys handle that, and then I'm going to give some thoughts kind of at the tail end there, because I think this is a very important question.
Go for it, Nick.
I only heard part of it. Sorry about that, because I was literally looking at that trade right now.
Yeah, it's up there. Jason Sly passed plenty of evals and failed every funded. Can you guys talk about the transition from challenge to funded?
Yeah, that's actually a very good question. So for me, I mean, I've traded plenty of evals. I've traded plenty of funded accounts, and it's funny. Like in the beginning, every single time I got a new funded account, the first day was a red day. And here's the thing. The first day wasn't just a red day. The first day was a blow the account day, which obviously sucked. So once I observed that and realized that that was the problem, and I'm going to get into what the real underlying problem is behind that. But once I realized that, I started to set a hard loss limit for that first day, because I knew if I'm going to get a loss, I will get locked out and I can't trade any further. However, what is the underlying reason behind losing a funded account you obviously proved that you can do it, right? You obviously proved that you can pass an eval, which a lot of times is actually harder than trading a funded account. You prove to yourself that you can actually do it. Why do you lose a funded account? And it all comes together with, and that's my mindset coach, my psychology coach that I've worked with for a very long time, has actually taught me that. He calls it the caveman brain, right? The caveman brain, your brain that is millions and millions of years old, has developed over time. That brain is primed to basically get power in life, right? You want to lead the pack. You want to make sure you have power in your life. You want to be respected. You want to be respected by your family, by your tribe. And in trading, the direct translation to that is money. Now, if your brain is so focused on getting power and being respected by the tribe, it wants to, direct translation, wants to make money. And the problem is when you then go into a funded account and you now know, okay, everything I do take is either real money that I make or real money that I lose, that caveman brain starts to take over. And guys, we actually, in the future, I hope we can bring him on. He is a fantastic mindset and psychology coach, and I bet he would love to dive into that lesson. But for me, it was kind of like finding a way to distance myself from the money, like Matt has said beautifully about half an hour ago, like distancing yourself from the money and thinking about that process. Because again, you've proved to yourself that you can do it. Why would it be different in a funded account? If you stick to your rules and you use the same rules as you did in the evals, I mean, you're good to go. But Miriam, also, I wonder what are your thoughts on that? That's just my.
Oh my God, 100%. I mean, you said it.
Good answer, Nick. Great answer.
Yeah, that was amazing, because when you tether yourself to the monetary outcome of a trade, right? You start to like blur the lines between what an actual good trade is and what a bad trade is, right? You can have a good trade and not make money, right? You can have a bad trade and make money, right? It's what is the differentiating factor between a good trade and bad trade? It's not how much money you made or lost. It's how well you stuck to your plan and stuck to your rules and stuck true to who you are as a trader. Because you can have a thesis, right? You can write down, this is what I'm looking at, this is my edge, this has worked for me in the past, I've journaled this, I've worked on this process, you know, and nothing's 100%, right? Your strategy, your edge is not going to be 100%. So you could have something that will work for you in the moment, and then maybe another day it doesn't work for you, right? But it doesn't mean that it was a wrong strategy. But the problem is, I think, like to your point, Nick, a lot of people fixate on the monetary outcome and think, oh, just because I made money, that this is a good trade. And that is, you need to get that out of your head. You need
or just because they lost money, it was a bad trade, which is also not true. It's like you can literally take a loss, and as long as you stuck to your rules, it's still a good trade. Absolutely. And actually, speaking of that, friend of mine, what he did, he built his journal around like journaling his good days based on if he followed his rules, right? Yes. So he didn't mark a green day when his P&L was green or a red day when his P&L was red. He marked the day as green when he ticked off all his rules that he followed. So that is a really, really good exercise to do as well in regards to that question.
Yeah. And the chat's jumping in with some good follow-ups and additional points. And Game Changer talking about distancing yourself from money as a trader. So first of all, before I get into this a little bit, let's establish a little ground rule in this discussion. I know people will just full port or YOLO into pass evals and et cetera, et cetera. If you're doing that without a plan, no, you're not going to succeed in funded, because there's, you've got to get to certain points and meet certain payout rules for that. But if you know what you're doing, you have a statistical edge. And guys, I'm not talking about you win 80% of the time and it's always a 5-to-1 risk reward. No, having this, if you're average winner, there's 3 things you need to determine success in trading: your average winner, your average loser, and your winning percentage. So if your average winner is $500, your average loser is $500, and you win 51% of the time, or even 50.5% of the time, you have an edge. It's not a big one, it's not a great one, but you have an edge. And everyone wants to think about the, again, doing these, I'm 3-to-1, bro, I'm 70% win. Yeah, all right, okay, that's like, Trader McDouche or something that's on, with the flat cap and the sunglasses. I mean, just you get what I'm saying. But if you can just get to that point, $500 winner, $500 loser, 50% winning percentage, you're a break-even trader, not counting commissions, fees. I get that. And it's not about doubling your winner or eliminating your loser. It's about getting that winner up to $600, $650, getting that loser down to $400, getting that winning percentage up to 55, 57, 58%. Then you have an edge. So let's say you have an edge then. Honestly, then it's just about being mechanical. Okay, doing the things that if you're doing successful things and being a smart, good trader to get you to fund it, and then you're failing, the problem is up here. The problem is not in your mechanics. But you have to trust your mechanics. You got to stick with them. I've talked. I don't know if I got into yesterday on the show, but I have rules to get into most of my trades called checklist, trigger, entry. I have a checklist of things I'm looking for, a trigger that makes it a go trade, and then I plan my entry. Now, sometimes that whole process takes 3 to 5 seconds in my head because I've narrowed it down over 11 years in this business. But you have to be mechanical. You cannot buy just because you think something's going to go up. It has to be a why. Same thing with selling. Same thing with getting out of trade. So honestly, guys, it's just it really is a mental game. It's not an accident I have the Disciplined Trader, the book up here behind me. I cannot recommend that enough. I think it is mandatory reading for every trader, no matter what you're trying to accomplish in this business. So in the words of Forrest Gump, that's all I have to say about that.
I love that.
Beautifully said, Matt. Beautifully said. Guys, what do you think? Should we launch another giveaway?
Ooh. Yeah, it's been a minute, right? It's been so long since our last one.
$500 more?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. Currently, do we have a goal here? We're sitting at 1,049 likes for the stream right now. Can we get to 1,100, guys? Smash that like button. Let's get it to 1,100, and we're gonna give
the
away...
like button. Do it now.
Smash the like button, yeah. And then once it's at 1,100, we're gonna do the next 100. No, what am I saying? The next $500 cash prize giveaway. So make sure to spam that like button right now, and then we're almost there.
You know what? Let's add a little bit more into this. Let's do 2 giveaways. Ooh. We're gonna do 2 giveaways.
Okay.
We're shaking it up. It's Freaky Friday, y'all. So we're gonna do 2 giveaways.
But then they have to subscribe as well. Okay. So it's like they have to subscribe, like, and put a keyword, which you're gonna get in a second. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, you guys already know. You guys already know what to do. So we're gonna do 2 $500 giveaways. Make sure that you are liking the stream, and make sure that you are subscribed. So you guys have to do both, okay?
So Miriam, what's your keyword for the people? We're at 1,100 likes right now.
We're doing a lot of misters. So I'm gonna do keyword. First keyword is gonna be Miss Mommy. Miss Matcha. Let's do Miss Matcha. Miss Matcha. But you got to spell it right, okay? You got to spell it right. Let me write it in the chat.
Yeah, write it in the chat. That's better.
Matcha. There it is.
Somebody banging our heads on VWAP here in the NQ, guys.
Yeah, somebody's saying, Nick, your breakout trade. No, right now, no. Because the problem is, if we look at my chart really quick, I mean, it's still open here. But if I would go into this trade, and let's say I would take a long here, right? Because the 1 minute candle closed outside of the downtrend line. The problem is, in order to have a proper stop here, I would need to go down to the 20,905 level, which would be a 67-point stop, which makes 0 sense for me, right? The risk is just too high, which then I could argue, okay, let me move my stop up to the top of the 50-minute opening range, which would still be a 27-point stop for not that strong of a level for my taste, right? I prefer to have my stops anywhere between 15 and 25 points. So right now, that's just too risky for me because I don't see the market pushing up that hard right now. Volume is not really crazy. So for me, I'm just sitting that one out. Even though you're right, based on what we're looking at, this would be a breakout trade, but I'm not taking that one. Are people already typing the giveaway? Oh, yeah. Oh, there we go.
Yeah. They've been typing it.
All right.
There we go.
So we're going to pick the first winner here. First winner is at Chris Canless. Chris Canless.
Guys, you can stop typing Miss Matcha. You get this.
No more spam in the chat.
For this one.
We got a
Chris Canless. We need you to type in the chat. I had to switch it up from the misters. Sorry, guys. We were picking too many misters today.
No problem.
Canless, where are you at in the chat?
Do you want to pick the? Do you want to pick the second winner? Do you want to pick the second winner from this keyword as well, or a different keyword? I think we can go with the same one, honestly.
The same keyword?
Or do you want a separate one?
Let's do a different one.
All right, go for it.
Oh, am I picking it?
Yes.
All right. The next keyword. All right. Once Chris Canless gets in the chat here.
Come on, Chris, speak up.
Oh, I think I saw him. Did he? Yeah. All right, Chris Canless. All right, the next keyword is going to be, and I'll type it in the chat. Ready?
Let's hear it.
It's going to be Beyoncé.
You're going to have to spell that for him.
You're making this freaking complicated today with the giveaways.
Yeah, she's making y'all work for it.
Beyoncé.
There it is. We already do have the best viewers. That's not even bullshit or me sucking up to you guys. That's
big time.
You guys have done a lot on today's show. There's we have a lot of guests that we're doing guests every day next week, and there's going to be time. There's also going to be times just going to be the three of us. Maybe a pop in for Brett every now and then. But yeah, it's you guys are making this flow really, really well. I appreciate the hell out of each and every one of you.
Yeah. Also, looking at the charts right now, this is exactly why I didn't take that trade. Right, because right now I would be deep in the red, and I would not really like that. If I would have set my stop here, I mean, I would already be toast, right? And if I have it down here, I would definitely not like the price coming down that fast. especially not because we are still below VWAP, right? We have respected VWAP here at 12 a.m. And right now we respected it again at 10:24, 10:25-ish. So that's not the trade for me.
Yeah. This is exactly why, it's so important on Fridays to not chase anything and just be a little bit careful. Like we have popped up, if you can show my charts, Drew, we have popped up for, a bit above this opening range. But, it's like I said, there are certain days where I just don't have enough conviction to take a trade, especially, when we're kind of just chopping around here. This volume did come in at this 10-12 candle on, and I'm looking at the 2-minute here on NASDAQ, but we weren't able to sustain above this 20,990 level. So, for me, I have this trend line. Like I said, I am a trend line trader, and I really enjoy these types of trades. This is something that I might consider taking for a potential scalp. Now, again, it's Friday. It's not something that I initially would, obviously size up on by any means, but this is something that I'll have my eye on. Absolutely. We are still in this penalty box though. Like I mentioned earlier, this is kind of an area that I don't necessarily like putting on a trade, but it is something that I'll have my eye on for a potential scalp. So we are still respecting this trend line. No conviction though yet on bulls or bears. We are still in this uptrend, of course, but to me, we're not really getting the momentum to push to the upside, and that's something that I'm going to stay cautious about.
Yeah, makes sense. Do you want to pick the winner for the $500?
Oh, all right.
Let's hear it.
All
Guys,
right.
you can stop typing bear on say now. The giveaway is over. We're going to announce the winner in a second.
All right. The winner is going to be Taha Hadid. Taha Hadid, and I hope I'm saying your name right. Taha, please mention in the chat so we know you are here.
Yep. Type something in the chat right now.
Yeah.
There he
they
is,
are.
or she. There we go. Congrats, Taha.
And again, guys, if you win anything, emails go out in the next day or two. So just give us a little time on that. We're compiling a big list. Make sure you email on YouTube. It's in the description, and we'll get a hold of you. So if there's some issue, just reach out.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And I also already see people congratulating. I mean, guys, that is what I mean. We have the best energy on the streams. Like literally people who didn't win congratulating other people who did win. So I love that energy. Keep that going, guys. We're all about being super positive and optimistic here. So that fits the vibe.
I love it. Yeah, guys, this is again, these are great days to just kind of observe, right? Like, and we kind of talked about this too, but trading is a lonely game, and it's very much, there's a lot of your psychology riding on your, your essentially worth as a trader, right? Like I always say, like trading has taught me so much about myself because it really does expose your issues, your degenerate styles, right? Like it really exposes the kind of person you are at your core. And that's something that I had to do the inner work around. I really did. Like, I know that might sound kind of dramatic, but I had to have some various therapy sessions with myself because, for me, it's like, how come I wasn't able to get this down, right? How come I didn't have the ability to just sit on my hands on certain days and just not have to take a trade? And you have to kind of go through it, right? You have to take your losses. You have to, just go through that battle with yourself. But, like I said, it's going to teach you a lot about who you are. And that's kind of the beauty behind it, right? It for me, it's been such an explorative experience of self-discovery, and maybe some of you guys can attest to this, but it's kind of a cool journey to go through. But you really have to you have to be sick of yourself in a certain way to be able to make it work for you.
And guys, while the chat is a little under control here before we go into the next giveaway, all three of the hosts, we're going to put our Twitter handles in the chat. So guys, you want to do that. And that way you can follow us. I may bring back one of my old traditions at some point. I used to do a little thing. I did it on YouTube called Front Porch Friday. Probably do that on Twitter, where just in the afternoon, come on and just kind of talk and answer questions. And so we definitely want you guys following us. Any breaking news on the show, we'll remind you of when streams are starting. And I post I'm getting back back into posting again. I didn't do much on Twitter.
I saw it, man.
But a nice little yeah, that I did do a little front porch video yesterday, but a nice little mix of life and trading and all that. So make sure you follow all three of us at the Curly Trader, at Nick M Trades, at Tyrus Trading on Twitter, and we'll keep you up to date on anything going on.
And also to Miriam's point, I say this all the time. I said it yesterday, and I'm gonna keep repeating myself. But no position is also a position. It's not just long or short. It's also no position is a position, because as a trader, you literally get paid to wait. You just have to wait until you have enough confidence, until everything confirms that you're looking for, and that's when you take the trade, and that's where you make the money. But if you're just chasing, nothing's going to happen except you blowing up account after account.
Absolutely.
Oh, somebody said they'll follow you, Nick. They're only going to follow you and I if we get curly hair.
Dang it! How am I supposed to do that? Like literally every barber that
how are you supposed to do that?
Every single barber that I tried to go to in my entire life, they all see my hair and they think, "Fuck." And then what they do is they take about, and sorry Americans, but we have kilograms. They take about 1 kilogram of gel and just try to
what in tarnation is a kilogram?
Yeah, let's say 1 pound, let's say 2 pounds, whatever, I don't care. Just way too much, and trying to put my hair back like this, and they always stand up and it does not work. And not a single barber in my entire life has gotten that and has understood that in their first appointment with me. So I doubt anybody could get my hair curly, but I don't know, maybe we have some barber wizards here in the chat.
That's what perms are for. You can just get a perm.
Oh, okay. Well, I have no idea what that is, but okay.
You don't know what a perm is?
No, what is that?
Why don't you two talk hair care tips for the last hour of the show, and I could take off early on a Friday.
Yeah, there you go. Well, we still have 4 more giveaways.
What, we have $2,000 more that we give away?
We have 4 more giveaways.
If we end the show now, do we get to keep that?
Oh, that would be sick. Let's actually end the chat.
You know what?
Instead of a giveaway,
before we do that though.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the same thing. Miriam, go for it.
You can say it. Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, guys, I think we've got we've got a flash guest coming on here.
That's what I wanted to say, Matt.
Yeah. Somebody wants to come give away $1,000.
Somebody wants to give away a lot of money and an account. So, guys, we should welcome Mr. Brett Simba himself. Put a Simba in the chat right now if you want to see him come on. We're gonna have him on live in a second. So he's gonna drop the giveaway personally. I mean, who else does that? What other firm CEO comes on to actually do the giveaways himself? There we go.
He's doing the giveaways himself, or he's like, these fucking clowns are going all over the place. I need to come get this show back together.
And somebody just passed 2 growth evals. Congratulations, Mike.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
You are a beast. There we go. Let's get Brett on now.
I think they're getting them all set up here.
Ooh, what's up?
All right.
There he is.
I'm in.
You
How
got
we
a
doing?
nice like sunrise glow.
Yeah, I got a little. Oh yeah. Hold on. Let me get rid of it.
No, it's nice. It's very. It's
now I
very
got the glow
vibrant.
from both sides. I put the sun.
Now
on
we
the,
officially got East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, and Europe.
We got everything.
we're hitting all the time zones. We gotta expand. Hit every session possible. Chat. I put in the chat before, guys. Who wants to see a Nick London session? I know I do. I know I want to see a little. I want to wake up in the morning and see if he's we'll be able to tell because he'll still come on for the open here, but we'll be able to tell his mood if he had a good night or a bad night every day at least, right?
Why stop there? Let's get him doing an Asian street. Let's have Nick streaming 20 hours a day.
24/7 stream.
Yeah,
24/7.
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sleep is for the weak.
Yeah.
No sleep for Nick.
And then I'll do cryptos on the weekend.
Exactly. Just a 24/7
Just go full
trading
degen.
stream.
Full degen.
Exactly. You got it. Hey, let's kick it off right. Oh. We got a jam.
Hey.
We got a jam in the money gun. I don't know if you heard it. It just started rapping out. That was.
It sounded like that cartoon sound when like balloons deflate.
That was supposed to be clipped. Oh, there we go. Up.
There we go.
It's like slowly up. There we go. Okay. Anyway, let's run it right away, guys. Let's do a giveaway to start. How about we run up? Let's see. What word should we do today? Let's do the GP. I'm here, so put a GP in the chat, guys. Only one time. GP. We'll give a 500 to give away. We're gonna do 2, so we'll do 2. I'll pick 2 back to back. Anyway, hey Matt, saw you took that trade, man.
Yeah, that was
little winner.
Good call out on that entry. You give the entries, I'll manage the shit out of it. It's all good. I should have left a couple contracts on late, but I just want to take that. That's the one time where like. I when I'm in trades, like, I've been doing this long enough. I don't really have much nerves anymore. It's just you're just managing. Little anxiety when you're holding the trade into the New York Open, though. So it's a little wild. Yeah,
100%. Especially when you like set that TP like right where that wick was. I saw that. I was like, he's gonna get the move up.
Yeah.
So that was nice. That was nice. But locking in a win early is always good, right?
Especially on a Friday, you can lock in 1 or 2 nice trades on a Friday afternoon if you've had a decent week and call it one. That's what I love to do.
I feel like when you get a big move up or down, the pre-market trades like right before, like 15 minutes before the open are good. Because I mean, today was a big move down, right? What was it like?
Yeah.
We were down like what, 2% before?
Yeah, it was pretty significant. Yeah.
So usually right before the open, you get that. Typically, you'll get the retrace the other direction. You know, they'll close their shorts or close some of the longs. You get a little bit of a retrace before the open. But it was a good trade. Nice. And then it's just grinding up right now. We might break out here actually.
Yeah, I want to see.
Yeah, we're having trouble really getting an upward divergence from VWAP, but I think above 21,000, we got some room to run.
Yeah.
Yeah, 21,000's my resistance area that I got marked out.
Yeah, usually that's a strong level.
So we'll see what happens there. But yesterday, what was it? Thursday and Wednesday, pre-market lows, and then after hours lows. Yesterday was pretty much 21.
So we just got in the chat. We're only a few subs away from 9,000, guys. So let's get us over that hump while Simba's on here.
Let's go. All right, should we pop one real quick? How many were away? Do I gotta wait for 9,000?
I don't know. Nick was monitoring in the chat there.
Waiting for. We're like 20 away or so. So
14 more. He said. 14 more.
I'm watching it live. 10. 89.90. I got the real-time count up on the YouTube studio right now.
All right, nice.
So
89.92, 8 more. Come on, guys, get us 8 more subs real quick, and we'll pop this giveaway out. Whatever, I'm not gonna make people wait. I told them I'm not gonna be greedy. All right, let's go. So we're spinning it down. Here we go. 899.4. I'm watching. It's like the slowest meter counter. You know, they do the thing where it's like the number goes away, so it's cool watching it. Let's see if we can hit 9,000 before I hop off. I'll only be on a few minutes, guys, but feel free to ask any questions in the chat too. You only type once, guys, GP. You don't have to keep spamming the chat. Please don't stop spamming the chat, guys. We're not going to, everybody's already entered. Everyone's already in. So $500 giveaway for 2 people. First one is Sebastian Vargas. Type something in the chat. Sebastian Vargas.
No more GPs, guys. We're locking it up here.
Congratulations, Sebastian. By the way, we're breaking out of that consolidation here.
Yep, head back below VWAP.
Yeah, we're dipping down. Getting out on the water this weekend. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go to the beach Saturday.
They have beaches in Miami?
Yeah, they do. Believe it or not.
That's crazy.
I think I only saw one like every 5 feet when I was down there.
Oh man, this guy's not typing. You got 20 seconds, Sebastian. You got 20 seconds.
Sebastian, please do it.
I'm more nervous to watch them type and make sure they claim their prize than I am when I'm in a trade, man. Like I want Sebastian to get his money.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to pull someone else. 9 seconds. 9 seconds. Unfortunate. At least somebody else is a winner. Other people are happy, right?
Oh, he's there.
He's 9,000. Let's go. That's why. See,
nice.
Sebastian was like, I don't want you to give money to someone before.
Yeah, he's there. He's there. Got it.
9,001.
9,000.
Sebastian, yeah, he's here. Sebastian's here.
We already told Drew in the background. We got to get the soundboard ready, man. We got to have some cool little, first we need the opening bell, of course. That's the main thing, right?
Oh,
we
yeah.
need some.
I mean, we need
horns.
some sounds. Let's not turn this into Jim Cramer, for fuck's sake.
All right, I'm gonna pull another one. Here we go. Guys, stop typing GP. Everybody's already entered. If
They
you
can't
type
help
GP
it.
now, you get removed.
They
You
can't
get
help
removed.
it.
I'm putting the setting on. All right, let's see what we get. Another kind of slowish day. We haven't had, Thursday, Friday. I think Tuesday will probably be a big day after the long weekend.
Possibly.
But actually, well, no. Yesterday was. Oh yeah, it was actually the choppiest.
And also we got sick guests next week. So
next week,
market
yeah. Oh, you know what?
fast.
Why don't we here? Let me do these 2 giveaways and then let's announce the guests for next week.
I was just about to say.
Ooh.
First winner.
Epic.
First winner is LNB777. You literally pulled the roulette 777 here. I mean, not roulette. Slot machine 777. So type it in the chat. Type something in the chat, man. LNB777. If nobody claims this, that's just unfortunate.
Well, I see an LND there that just said me, but I didn't see a 777 on it.
Someone went in their profile real quick. They're like, let me change my name.
Okay.
See if I can finesse this giveaway.
That's slick. That's slick.
No, they're typing it. Oh, dude.
Guys, stop. Oh my God, we're gonna have to turn off. All right, he claimed it. I don't know where.
All right,
he
good.
is.
Good. He got it. He got it.
I got him.
Nice. There you go. Congrats, man.
So make sure we get his profile, guys. Okay, and then let's pull another one real quick, and then let's go over the guest. We have that. Do we have that guest image?
Brett, we know you got connections, man. We appreciate you calling some of the market makers next week and getting us some non-shit trading action during the stream.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna call up BlackRock.
Yeah.
Let them know. We're supposed to get lunch this weekend.
Call Larry.
I'll hit up Michael Burry. See how his Nvidia short's going. All in Nvidia. I think he's all in Nvidia short right now. Did you guys see that?
I didn't see that. No.
I didn't see that.
Oh no. I don't remember. I think he was short Nvidia. He's all in one stock. EL or LE? EL. Yeah, EL. He's all in that stock right now.
Just proves you can be a millionaire or billionaire and still be a complete degenerate gambler in the markets.
Yeah. Andy Tranter, type something in the chat, man, to win. Guys, don't spam the chat anymore. Everybody.
What did he win?
He won $500, man.
Ooh, nice.
500 cash. Come on.
Nice.
Andy Tranter. How to enter? You missed it, bud. But we'll give away something else before I hop off. Hey, we're at 9,015 subs. Guys, we're almost at that 5-figure mark already.
You know what I saw yesterday when you were doing giveaways, though, Brett? I meant to point this out, and we got off on a tangent. Imagine that. But there was somebody that says, I didn't win a give out, but I'm taking my first payout today. And I was like, that's big tick energy right there. I love that. I love that.
Huge.
He's like, I don't need your money, Simba. I got money of my own. Still nice to win it, though.
Love that. All right, so he did type something. Let's make sure you got him. Cool.
There you go.
All right, guys, let me get this graphic up. I'm shooting it over now. I know we didn't prepare it.
Ooh, I'm hyped for these guests, man.
Yeah, me too. I love these guys. I know all these guys, so. All right. Let me know whenever you're ready to throw that up. But yeah, guys, next week we got some big guests. So I misspoke yesterday. That was my bad. We were supposed to have Coach Tank on, but he's actually starting his first sessions today, I think it was. So his first sessions with our live traders today. I think he did a couple yesterday. And he's going to do some more next week. Some of our guests are actually doing a session with him as well before they come on. So you're going to hear it raw from them. Hopefully they don't rip him apart. I liked the guy when I met him. You guys did, right?
Oh, absolutely. Love them.
Be good. But yeah, so he'll be coming on the show, not next week, or maybe one day next week, but most likely the week after, to go over risk psychology. He's going to host a segment called Risk Lab. He's also able to go over technicals with you guys. So not only technicals, but psychology behind trading as well. And, he'll be able to give you some general feedback on what our live traders are doing, what he's recommended. Obviously, when you meet with him, it's a private session. He's not going to come on here and say Jack Ross full ported his account and has $3 left and crying at me during the session. But he'll give some generalized info, what he's seeing from the traders, what some of their struggles are, and different things like that, right? So I think you guys will really like that. I know you guys will too, right? Probably
Cool.
Just talking
100%.
with him and stuff. So that'll be a good time. So whenever you guys see him on, make sure whatever day that is, it's going to be coming up.
Hey, there's
again,
our guest graphic.
second week of June. So hey, guest graphics up. So guys, yeah, huge, absolutely
Nice.
massive lineup. Let me know. I'm sure you guys know at least one person here. I know most of you guys probably know at least 2 or 3. Right?
Oh yeah.
But we're started off with the man Rips. I mean, Matt, you got a good radio voice, man. But Rips, that's the fucking guy.
That's the
I don't
next
know if you know
level.
him, but you'll meet him. He's next level. And everyone, Rake Trades. He's been a buddy of mine for 7 years now, something like that. So he knows myself. He knows Gandalf, both owners of Tradeify. Close with him. He's a live trader with us. Brian Stonk. Everyone knows Brian Stonk as well. Big streamer as well. Discord teaches a lot of people with his group. And then Antonio Russo with Big Gains Club, mostly an options trader, but does a lot of futures now as well. So he's going to be coming on. He actually lives around the corner from me, a couple towns over, like one town over or so. So maybe we'll just pop him in right here, right? But yeah, let me know if how do you guys like it? You guys like the lineup? I see everyone talking about it here. I mean, give it up for Brian Stonk's picture, man. He just did a face reveal the other day. He's throwing up the funniest shit there. I love that picture of him. He's like, it's meme worthy. I'm keeping it. I'm like, dude, it's too good. But yeah, you guys will meet everyone. I'm super excited to have everybody on.
Very excited. That's awesome.
Yeah, market is closed Monday. Remember, guys. So I think we left it on the graphic, obviously here, but market is closed or half day on Monday. We won't be going live on Monday, so make sure you guys are touching grass and not sitting on your half day market low volume here. It's typically not a good day to trade, but yep.
I'll probably cut my grass on Monday. Yeah, y'all thought the spend a bunch of time in my yard was just a line for the promo video that we shot. No, I'm out there almost every day. It was just when we bought this house last year, it was in such shitty shape because the guy that owned it hadn't lived here for a while and was trying to rent it out and all that. So yeah, no, I'm in that yard all the time. I've got it looking like 200% better. I will post unsolicited lawn pics pics on my Twitter. So make sure you guys subscribe to it.
We're all for the lawn nudes.
Yeah, the lawn nudes, definitely uncensored lawn pictures.
Ooh.
Love that. Yeah, we're gonna need to. We'll get some lifestyle pics in here. We're gonna need to see Matt with a beer and tractor on it or something like that.
It's a good sized yard. It's not big enough for a tractor, but we'll.
Okay.
Yeah, but I honestly, if it's where I live, if I go 10 minutes to the west, it's downtown St. Louis. If I go 10 minutes to the east, it's like BFE and I could get on a tractor with a thing of wheat in my I'll tell you what, boy, you need to get out there and get that back 40 mode. I'll tell you what, we get her done. So yeah, I can.
All right, if you talk like that, I might have to hop off the stream. But anyway, excited to see you guys will see a lot more of what everyone's doing behind the scenes. We got some cool footage from Miami too. We'll eventually show the first time when the host met up, make some cool content around it. But yeah, I mean, I hope you guys are enjoying the show. I'll do one account giveaway real quick. Let me clean this up. Let's do let's put just type the word guest in the chat, guys. One time. If you type it in twice, you're removed from the giveaway. Just type in the word guest, and we'll give away 150K straight to funded. We weren't going to do any more of those, but we'll do one, and then I'll leave you guys to it for the next. We got 35 minutes or so of this barcode action so far.
Oh, it's been absolute shit since basically about
15 minutes.
Breaking down a bit now, though.
Yeah, breaking down.
That's why I have to talk about it. If I say the markets are crap and nothing's ever happening, this happened yesterday too, if you recall. So yeah, markets aren't moving at all. They absolutely suck. I dare them to prove me wrong.
Dude, so many participating already.
Yes.
What account are you giving away, Brett?
150K straight to funded.
That's a hell of a value right there.
Yeah, it is a 500. It's basically another $500 cash prize.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
a little bit
so
more.
many giveaways in the last 2 days. That's crazy.
Yeah. Now listen, guys, we're not always gonna have these giveaways now. So,
or sometimes we may have them with no notice.
We probably will have one but this is gonna be a lot of cool stuff. We plan to add 1 to 2. You guys, like I said yesterday when I came on, we're known for constantly updating stuff. I know we've been lagging a little bit on the site while we do a little restructuring, but with the back end. But we plan to add a lot of things to this stream. These guys have been great, even better on day 2, and it'll only get better from here. So we hope to have a lot more cool interactive things for you guys: quizzes, little giveaways, tests, challenges, really cool content of behind the scenes stuff.
I liked your idea of a Tradeify get together, Brett.
Oh yeah, we gotta have the Tradeify meetup, of course. So we typically do like quarterly. We typically do like some quarterly meetings. I don't know if we'll be able to plan it for the next one because that one's coming up in a couple weeks. But the one after that, third quarter of the year, I think we do want to have, do some wherever we are, get some of our community together, right? Host an event, little drinks, little food, little webinar presentation. We get a matcha bar for Miriam.
I hope so. Yeah, we got to get that for sure.
But yeah, it's gonna be a good time. All right, let's see who we got. We got 700 people in here. Let's pull it. Good luck as we stick to these lows. Let's see if we'll bounce here again. It's been bouncing between, what do we got? 21K and 2920. So yeah, not much. Although it was straight down right there on that 5 minute.
Yeah, we did break that trend line that I have, but we're still in this, in my little penalty box that I don't like to trade in. So
yeah, you guys don't have to take a trade every day, right? Nobody does. So
penalty box.
You got that one hitter at the.
That's a good hockey reference there, eh?
Yeah.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, don't you know? For
really any sports reference, but we like I said, we did break this trend line here, but I don't like where we're sitting right now. Volume has really dropped as well as we've been making this move up. So for me, it's hard to say that I'm gonna add risk to a trade today. If we do start to get traction, though, that is something else that I'll be looking at. And I kind of said this in the beginning. If we start making this move down, then we can really start to look at these areas down here. But volume's gonna have to pick up. And like I said in the beginning too, I'm actually listening to book maps right now, popping off. So we're getting some movement. But like I said in the beginning too, we have not been seeing a lot of these massive moves until later in the day. So this might be the case today too. And again, it's Friday, so you just want to be careful.
Yeah. And we had a huge move down pre-market already, right? So that could typically, there is a big move before a 3-day weekend, and we kind of already got that. So, and they already did a 1% retrace, right? Or so, a little bit more than 1% from the lows. So we might just chop around here and finish the day here. So, all right, winner is 3, 2, 1. I actually timed it perfectly. Sire Muhammad. Sire, I'm gonna just type it in the chat.
I had that exact same issue before.
Congrats. Oh, he might not be here. He's not here. If it doesn't come up, that means he's not here. Okay, well.
Damn.
A little tip behind the scenes, Nick. When you add it, or anybody, all you guys, I think when you type in the chat and then you type their name, if it doesn't come up, they left.
Imagine you won $500 and you just left it.
And you left 5 seconds ago.
Dang.
They're not.
No, he's there. He's there.
Oh, he's there?
Yeah.
Is it?
All right, I lied. I'm sorry, Sire. At least I said your name, man. I lied.
I just saw him. He's good.
YouTube's broken. I'm sorry. I see you here, man. I got you.
I told you, this is as nervous as I get during these streams. I want people to get their money.
Matt is on it. He's like, where is he?
Got it. I got it. All right, brother. Hey, That is a 150K account. Again, guys, to claim your prizes, you just have to go to your top right of your YouTube. You can do it. You don't have to do it right now. Don't worry. We're going to check later tonight. I like to give people time. You know, you might be at work, you might be listening on the car, who knows, right? Anywhere. So just go to the top right of your YouTube, go to the YouTube studio, and then there's a spot where it says, you know, contact you. You just have to change the email address to your email or whatever you want to check, right? If it matches try to make it match the Tradeify one. That's always good. And then we'll be sending you guys over a code to that email if you want an account from yesterday or today. And if it's a cash prize, we'll do a little back and forth quick to get you your money over the weekend. But yeah, guys, crushed it again today. I'll let you guys take it away for the last half hour. Again, slow markets past couple days, but at least, hey, everyone got to know you guys. I think you guys are doing great. Everyone's having a cool time. Production's great. Shout out Drew. That was terrible. I probably should have hyped it up better, but eventually everyone will say it better than me.
Absolutely.
But anyway, guys, appreciate everybody here. Thank you guys for supporting Tradeify, and yeah, leave it to you guys.
All right. Well, while Nick's figuring out
Happy Memorial Day weekend.
Sorry, yeah, absolutely. So, guys, we'll pay attention. If any of us have anything come up, we will jump in and let you know. But in the meantime, guys, since we're not doing a giveaway right now and the chat has calmed down just a little bit, let's open it up for any and all questions, guys. Any trading related questions that you have, get them in there, and let's go ahead and try to answer them. Yeah, we're coming down just a little bit here. Boy, ranges are getting. I mean, this is a tight range, but it's also a wide range. Yeah, it really is. It really is.
Yeah.
I'm glad I booked a little early.
Yeah, this is an interesting little situation that we're in, because I mean, we do have resistance here at this 32, 35 level. You know, we keep popping back into it, but there are certain days, you know, where the risk to reward doesn't really make sense sometimes, right? Because you can sit here and scalp all day, right? As a scalp trader, I know that there's a move in literally every single candle that you see. Does that mean you need to apply risk? No, not necessarily. Absolutely not. But you know, we are finding this resistance here at this 30, 38, 37 level. And we just keep like popping into these zones and not really doing much. You know, we're respecting these levels as we speak, but again, we're still in this box that I just don't like. I don't typically like to take trades in the first 15-minute, 30-minute opening range. So like I said, I'm gonna keep this on watch. We'll see. It's also Friday. The one thing that I say too is I hate starting the weekend on a bad foot, right? So if you had a really good week, if you had a great week, right? Don't force anything today. If you didn't have such a great week, use this as a day to just take off for the markets, right? Like I said, you don't want to try to force anything on a Friday, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want to start your weekends on a good day. It's a longer weekend too. So don't piss yourself off going into the weekends. That's not what we're here for. So you know, just take it easy.
All right, so let's rapid fire some of these questions here. There's two questions. What are effective strategies for overcoming fear in trading? And the next one, best book for psychological mental trading. Disciplined Trader by Mark Douglas. It's right behind me. He wrote Trading in the Zone as well. They're both great. You're going to learn a ton from both. I prefer the Disciplined Trader. Boom, two questions answered with one. Let's see. I have not messed around with full auto algo trading. I'll ask Nick to, oh crap, I just lost okay. Any thoughts about initial balance? So initial balance, so the IBB trades initial balance breakup are pretty much, at least as I understand it, the same as opening range breakouts. Love 15 and 30 minute opening ranges for basic market direction. Don't trade a ton off of them. Is that something you guys base trades off of, or is that just, I mean, you just like me, just kind of use it as a barometer of direction?
Yeah, I would say for me, it's one area of confluence. It's something that I use probably about 60% of the time in my actual trading, but it's not a primary source. So I'm not just purely looking at the initial balance. I'm looking at, and you know, how is that sitting in relation to the pre-market? Where's these price levels and demand zones and supply zones also sitting. So today was not a good example for taking the initial bounce breakout. And I could have probably, I already felt this due to the fact that we have a lot of resistance sitting at the top. So for a day like this, I wouldn't necessarily use initial balance to trade, but that's also, kind of just depends on what your edge is and what your strategy is. So there are certain days that I use it more primarily and other days that I just kind of use it as a sideline.
Somebody asked for the book again. This is it, The Disciplined Trader by Mark Douglas.
Such a good book. And there's also like a full audio version on YouTube, actually for free. It's split into 4 parts. It's an amazing book. You could just go on a nice walk, listen to this, which I've done multiple times already. Like this is phenomenal. If you're a trader and you haven't read this, you're not a trader.
Great smooth cut, but great smooth cut to and from the book there, Drew. Drew's on fire today, man. He's killing it in these shots today. Drew
is doing this smoothly. We're pulling back up to the range high now, which is annoying. But let's answer some more questions. I like that, Matt.
Yeah, let's keep it going. Go pick a couple, Nick.
All right, I'm on it.
One thing, guys, I do want to remind you, we're not always going to answer questions related to like rules and stuff like that with Tradeify. If it's something very basic, we'll try to. But again, we know the backgrounds. We were brought up to speed on accounts and stuff like that. But it's still, I want to be careful that we're looking at a bunch of different things. I don't want to misspeak and give someone an incorrect answer for that. Tradeify has the website has a fantastic FAQ. If there's something that's a little more a question that's a little more kind of out of the box, the Discord is a great place to ask that. They have a specific questions to that. So again, it's not that we can't answer them. I just want to be careful, and while we're looking at other things, don't misspeak. So sorry, go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, I found a question. So how do you stop emotions take over if your trade is stuck in a range and you keep changing directions until you blow the account? Well, from my personal experience, I've done that before, right? And it is freaking annoying. And the one thing that helped me was as soon as I realized it's a range, right? Because usually, let's say right now, you would short here at the bottom. If you go to my chart really quick, we are actually. So if you would have taken a short here, right? And then you probably got stopped out here. Now you realize, well, this is, at this point, we already see it's a range, but let's assume we don't even see that part, okay? So you get stopped out here, and then it comes right back down, and you enter it again, and it comes back up again and take another loss. I mean, that is the latest when you stop. If you're trying to trade a range or trying to trade a breakout, and then you see it ranging, I mean, then just let it go. And how do you stop your emotions? I mean, the simplest way to do it still is just to walk away. Honestly, meaning walk away, actually go outside, like close your charts. Don't leave your charts open, because when you come back from that walk, you're going to be right back in it, right? So rather close everything, close your trading view, close your trade of 8 or whatever you trade on, right? And go for a walk, then come back and don't even trade anymore in a best case scenario. But Miriam, how are you dealing with that?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, to your point, that's a really good point. But also, I think if you struggle like with physically, over trading, like you literally cannot close your charts, you need to set like a max daily loss. Like that is something you just, in the back end, if you're using Tradeify or Ninja Trader, they have ways of you being able to create that in the back end where you just set a max loss per day, right? And that's something that, it might feel defeating when you first start out, but if you physically need to do that because you literally cannot walk away, you need to protect yourself from yourself at that point, right? And that's something that, I also had to learn in my early days of trading is like, if I have $2,000 or $1,000 in my account, I don't want to be losing, a certain percentage of that or a certain amount of that. So I have to make sure that I am staying disciplined to that, because the thing with trading that a lot of people have experienced is just because you have a loss one day doesn't mean the next day you couldn't make back that loss and more. But if you aren't in a position where, you have the ability to trade because you just blew your whole account, you're going to miss out on those opportunities.
Yeah,
every single day is an opportunity.
And in this case of a range, it's even worse because you then blow the account and then the final breakout comes, right? And then you don't even have the ability to trade because you don't have that account anymore, which sucks even more. So, I mean, at the end of the day, what Miriam, I mean, to your point, just walk away, because tomorrow is another day. Like, every single day is full of opportunities, and in that moment of anger, you're just like, you're so delusional in terms of like what is happening, that you forget completely that you had, I don't know, a 14-day winning streak before that day, and you just blow it all in one day, which, by the way, happened to me for the longest amount of time. I always had like green streaks for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, to then only blow it all in one day. And it was so stupid. And that's why I set my daily loss limit, which can also help with that, right? Like a hard daily loss limit, so you can't lose more than that, which just makes sure you survive another day and you actually get to trade the next day.
Absolutely. And I answered this question in the chat, but somebody was asking about any materials for like candlesticks and candlestick patterns. Guys, I can't recommend Steve Neeson enough, and I put his name in the chat, Nison. I think a lot of his like DVDs and stuff are way out of print because nobody has like physical media anymore. But if you can pick up like a secondhand version of his stuff on eBay or someplace, I can't recommend it enough. He's the OG of candlesticks. Now, this is interesting to me because, you know, as I came into this business, like, the default charts were still like the open, high, low, close, like line candles. And candles like weren't even featured on every single platform, and now they're sort of the default. But the candles are kind of coming out of vogue in the last couple of years. I don't know if you guys, being, you know, you guys have been trading, you know, several years, but not quite a decade yet. If that's like something you noticed, like and candlesticks are not the be all end all. They're not the only thing you need to enter and exit trades, but they're just, I take so much comfort in the patterns just because I've seen them so many times over the years that they can at least be, you know, guardrails into trades or out of trades, or for profit targets or for stop losses. They're not all you need, but as people are really getting into, you know, whether it's TPO, volume profile, you know, other type stuff, and sort of neglecting what I think is sort of the meat and potatoes of technical analysis, which is those candlesticks. I don't know if that's something you guys have noticed.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I always say like learning to read a candlestick will tell you everything you need to know about price action, right? Like, you know, what is the story of the candle telling you? You know, where are buyers in control, where are sellers in control? You know, you can look at any time frame, whether it's a 4-hour chart, a weekly chart, or a 1-minute chart, and you can know exactly what you need to know based off one candle. You know, where were buyers in control? And people like to look at patterns, right? Oh, this is an inverted hammer, this is a you know, starfish, whatever, right? Like, I don't go based off the names, but
starfish.
I don't know, I just made it up. Like, it's like, it's one of those where, you know, you just like come up with a random name and you're like, this is a friggin' matcha mommy candle, I don't know, whatever. Anyways, but like,
the abandoned baby is my favorite candlestick pattern. That's just the name, the abandoned baby.
They're ridiculous. They're getting out of hand.
It's just so dark for something that's just like, it's just trading, that they're like, no, we're going to make you feel depressed.
Yeah. Like, how silly does it say like, oh, I see a reverse Bugatti Veyron. Like, I don't know, like, it's just like the most random thing. But yeah. my point being is that you can see a lot, you know, you can tell a lot about what's happening, right? And it can help you make more informed decisions, you know, in your trading. So that's why I say you don't need all the indicators. You don't need all these, you know, like whatever it is, you know, the MACD and the RSI and all. You don't need all of that. You really, there are certain traders that I admire that really just trade based off price action and volume, and that's all they're looking at, and they've made, you know, decent money in the market by doing that. And it's just something that I recommend for all traders to really understand and learn how to you know, navigate through is the story of a candlestick.
Okay, we're missing gold in the chat right now. First of all, we had somebody that changed their name to Abandoned Baby. We've got somebody making a Rage Against the Machine reference.
A reverse
big
starfish.
Props to you. Yeah, and somebody talking about the double dip slap back push. I wouldn't Google that. That sounds like something that would be very NSFW if you tried to Google it. So it's, yeah, the big tick energy, man. We got, you know, it's Friday. This show is now officially off the rails for the last 18 minutes, but the questions are great. Keep them coming. I'm still not seeing anything I'm liking.
Do you?
Actually, let's answer a couple more questions, and then maybe, guys, we will wrap up. We'll each kind of take a look at what we're looking at on the chart for the rest of the New York session today.
Yeah, I mean, I was just about to say to hop on the train here. I mean, this right here, clearly like a good old dinosaur pattern, right? See that one? So
it's the inverted Stegosaurus.
it is. There you go. We're waiting for a breakout from the dinosaur.
We just don't give a fuck for the last 30 minutes on Friday, do we?
It's Friday. It's Friday. We all go
You
through.
may see us next week unless we all get canceled by Brett.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, right now, honestly, again, just waiting. And I know it sounds super boring for you guys in the chat. You haven't seen me taking a trade yesterday. I missed my entry. I'm still pissed about that. Today I didn't take a trade because no clear setup. So, I mean, honestly, well, I did actually miss one too, which I mentioned before. But honestly, right now, I'm just waiting because we're literally in the middle of the 15-minute opening range and I don't see anything clearly. And again, if I don't see anything clear, I'm just not going to take it, especially because I'm up 100 points for this week and I'm not going to jeopardize that just because I want to take a trade. But yeah, nothing to watch out for me right now. I mean, the only thing would be a breakout of the almost 21,000 level, break up to there. But again, I don't expect this to happen. So yeah, Miriam, what are you looking forward to right now?
Yeah, I mean, same thing. I don't typically like trading on Fridays. I very much explain how Fridays are they're risk-off days for me, right? And so for me to see a setup that I really love, like that's when I'll actually take a trade. And really the only trade that I would be interested in, I want to see us break this box, this penalty box that we're in, and we're just not really doing much. I mean, honestly, even if we break it, right, and I miss it, like I said, we have been getting these moves in the later half of the day. I'm not going to be around all day doing this, right? Like I want to start my weekend. I want to have, a good time. I want to spend time with, my fiance and just like we're stuck in this range and I don't like it. So, I think what I would be looking at is if we break down this level here, the opening range is really what I would be looking at. So if we can break this, come back down, retest this area that we had the pre-market in, maybe bounce, but I would want to see this break and that would be the only setup that I would be interested in. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. If it does happen, that's okay too. It's not a day to force a trade.
No, it's absolutely not. For me, I actually would like a move back down to the -1 standard deviation off of VWAP. This would probably be where I'd look to get long. So basically what I'd look for, did I not pull up my drawing tools? Give me 5 seconds here, guys. But yeah, so basically what I would be looking for kind of a small position size, but giving a trade a lot of room to run the rest of the day would be a move back into this. So this is this line in here is -1 standard deviation off of VWAP, and this is a tolerance band around it. Because I've always found that while VWAP is by definition a point at any moment in time, the +1 and the standard and the -1 standard deviations off of VWAP work better as zones rather than just a point or a line, even though that's what they are. But I would look for a move into this, tapping the -1 standard deviation line, and then a move back above the tolerance band. That for me, and I probably, just because of the range, be looking at like a 3 to 4 to 5 micro position and try to ride it most of the way back up to VWAP with a stop sort of probably down below 820 or 815. So that's kind of what I'd be looking at for the rest of the day. Don't know if we're going to get all the way down there. We seem to just have lost all momentum in the markets after this push up to VWAP. So we'll see what happens. But that is something I'm going to set after this show. In our meeting, I'm gonna walk my dog, and then I'm gonna set alerts on this that'll pop into my phone if we get back down to -1 standard deviation. But I don't trust any moves up today. I really don't, and you can kind of see a good chunk of this move up has already been negated.
Yeah, and I saw 2 or 3 people asking in the chat how they can claim their giveaway prices. Again, guys, we're gonna reach out to you via email in the next day or two. So. Nothing you need to do for now. You're gonna get contacted by Tradeify to claim your price.
They'll be reaching out in the next 24 hours, guys. So just be patient.
Yep, 100%. Also, I want to get your guys' perspective on this. Somebody's asking, why are you guys trading micros?
We're not degenerates, guys.
Oh, you will see us taking bigger position sizes on this show as things progress. But I would respond if somebody said, "Why are you trading micros? Why aren't you?" It's a great way to make smaller, more attainable goals early on. Don't get me wrong. There may be certain things you see us do on a little shorter time frame, going for a little maybe shorter wins or smaller wins with bigger position size. But we're easing in here, guys. And guys, if you've been trading for a year, 2 years, and you've never traded micros and you're not being successful, I don't know, maybe give it a shot. Right. I understand, the numbers on the screen, the big green numbers are pretty, but with big green numbers usually become big red numbers. Now, I don't often trade micros in my personal brokerage account, but it's honestly, if you're into something like a Tradeify eval and you need to, make a certain amount before you lose a certain amount, micros are a great way to start and finish towards your profit goal, right? Because if you take a 2 to 3 mini position and you lose, now all of a sudden you're halfway to your MLL. Well, now you're F. Now you've changed the whole complexion of your eval, right? Now you need to make 3 times what you lost, right? So I always recommend, it's a nice little way to get started. Start with 5 to 8 micros in your eval, and then end with 5 to 8 micros in your eval, because I've seen people get $100 away from passing an eval and say, "Oh, I'm just going to go 3 minis here and get it." Next thing you know, you're back down to break even. So I would say if you're not trading micros, why not?
That's all we needed to hear, honestly.
Yeah.
that was the perfect answer to that.
Absolutely.
Looking up for some more questions here. Guys, if anybody has a question, I mean, we still have some time to answer some, right?
Yeah, we got 10 more minutes to take your questions as the market is rejecting that moves lower and just decides it wants to just be a real bitch on Friday.
Yep. If anybody wants to ask questions to either Matt, Mary, or I, then feel free to go ahead. And somebody's saying a millionaire is a millionaire, even if I'm a micro millionaire.
Let's go.
That's right.
That's the spirit. Nice.
There are people that have made $1 million trading micros. Now they're maybe 10 to 15, so a little bigger position size. But 15 micros is a great size for an experienced trader because you can scale out in thirds. You saw this on the trade I made it before the open, and you're going to see this when I'm a big believer in scaling out in either halves or thirds in positions, right? Because every now and then, sometimes it costs you a few bucks, but every now and then that last half of your position sometimes can be double what the first half was, and just occasionally if you're averaging $300 winners, but maybe every 4th or 5th winner is a $500 winner, right? Like we talk about, again, taking that average winner and just ticking it up a little bit, ticking down that average loser, and just getting your winning percentage up to 55 to 58. Some of these idiots on streams or in discords or whatever that are just doing these insane risk to rewards, they may capture pockets of profit or make it to a payout or two. They're not going to be taking 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 payouts, YOLOing and burning every other account. So, it's the same thing on here. We expect everyone to walk in here with a healthy dose of skepticism, and it's on us to eliminate that. But guys, you believe, what do they say? Don't believe anything you hear and only half of what you see. So just, don't hold yourself to somebody else's standards. Just because YOLO Trader McDouche 42069 wants to go in 15 cons on everything. That doesn't mean you have to.
Pattern.
Look, guys, I will tell you this: learn how to trade. Forget all the other bullshit and just learn how to be a successful risk manager in trading. And guys, you're going to sit down and that computer in front of you, you're going to turn it into a fucking ATM every single day. And that's what we want for you. And that's what we're going to help you do.
100%.
Speaking of ATMs, I think we have one last giveaway.
Oh, we can be an ATM again?
One last one.
No.
All right.
All right. Chat, no, actually, I'm not going to ask the question because otherwise the chat is full already. Who wants to do the giveaway? Matt, do you want to go for it?
That's all you, Nick. You are giveaway Swiss Nick. I'm deferring to you, sir.
All right. All right, guys. We're going to do one last $500 cash prize giveaway. Okay. The keyword for the $500 giveaway right now. And first of all, before I drop the keyword, make sure to like this stream. Make sure to subscribe to the channel because next week we got fire guests, like so many fire guests. It's going to be insane. So you definitely don't want to miss that. But for this giveaway, we're going to have the keyword starfish. for Miriam's starfish pattern. So type starfish into the chat and you get a chance to win $500 cold hard.
I love how
cash.
we're so serious and deeply unserious at the exact same time on this show. I love it. I love it.
That's what we're gonna bring, you know. There we go. There are the starfishes. Where's the starfish army? Come on, show me.
Starfish army. Oh no. Oh no. No.
Oh, I imagine.
I think we need to make like a t-shirt for every single one of these giveaway keywords.
We're gonna have our own full store of t-shirt sayings, and we're only 2 days in.
Starfish army.
Man.
I'm gonna wear that shirt like proudly, you know.
You could just call it the Starmy.
The TTV Starmy. Nice.
TTC Starmy.
There we go. There we go. Yeah, we're gonna. Ooh, even with emojis. Well, the emoji's not gonna enter you into the giveaway, but
No.
you can still put those. I mean, I like it. Likes are going up. They're coming in. So good.
All right.
Good.
So we have closing it off. We have a winner.
one.
Tell us,
Miriam.
Nick.
No, Miriam's gonna pick the
Miriam,
winner.
tell us who the winner is.
Who is
All
the
right,
winner?
the winner is, ready for this? The winner is Corey Oho. Corey Oho. Let me type that
Stop
in.
Congratulations.
spamming the chat, guys. Stop spamming the chat. Corey Oho, jump
Yep.
up there.
Giveaway's over. Don't type starfish anymore.
Or maybe not. I don't know if that even exists. I'm sorry. I need a clarification if that's the right person.
Well, we got
Yeah, we
somebody
gotta
wrong.
go to the judges here.
It looks
the
like
YouTube
it's Ned,
the YouTube
so
name is Ned. The YouTube
username is
Ned.
Ned.
Okay,
there you go.
username is Ned.
Ned.
So okay, all right,
Yeah,
all right.
sorry
all
about the
right,
confusion.
all right. Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
There he is, Ned.
Ned.
There we
Let's
go.
go.
Congratulations, Ned. You just won $500 in easy weekend money.
I said, yeah, Ned. It's like Norm. R.I.P. George Wendt. I love
Oh.
Cheers growing up. I used to watch that show all the time. So many jokes on that show you don't get at like 11 years old.
What show? What show? Sorry.
Cheers. One of the greatest sitcoms of all time, man. Come on.
Well, I haven't seen that one, so sorry.
You young kids and all your reality show bullshit.
We'll just make
I-
that the next keyword. That's
While you were
okay for
watching
next
that, I was watching the 1 minute chart.
Okay. Yeah.
and it's
No.
doing nothing.
Y'all are gonna try. I was just thinking I was gonna miss you guys for 3 days. Y'all are making me reevaluate that a little bit.
Matt's been on this for like a total of 1.5 streams. Oh, 2 almost, and he's just over it. He's over it.
I'm done. I'm over. Yeah.
Oh, dude. That's
I might
crazy.
be back on Thursday next week. We'll see.
Actually, next week I'm only gonna be here Tuesday, guys. So you gotta rock this Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But I mean, you have fire guests, so it's gonna be pretty easy, I guess.
And I can pretty much guarantee Brett's going to pop up at a few times as well. So we're gonna have our guests. We'll have some Randa Simba appearances. If he doesn't want to, we'll make him come on. We'll pull him in. And yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun, guys. So we just have the couple shows this week, 4 next week. The following week we'll be all 5. We have got just so much knowledge coming your way, guys, over the next days and weeks. For those of you that have stuck around for the first couple of days, thank you so much. I'm ecstatic with how we've done so far, and like I said, you guys have been. I've seen the chats of other places. You guys are freaking outstanding. I could not be happier with the people that we got. So it's keep coming back and keep doing your thing. So Nick, I think we need to just start putting a bow on this broadcast today.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a pleasure again. That was TTV edition number 2, and we have so many more coming. Like, we're gonna do this for a very long time, and I'm super excited to see this channel grow. Super excited to see more and more people tune in, learn from all of us, especially like Matt, Miriam. Your knowledge, the value that you bring to this channel is incredible. So I can't wait for people to learn a ton from you, and also finally see us live trade. We've seen Matt trade yesterday. We've seen Matt trade today.
I was gonna say one of us is trading.
Miriam and I, we've just been chilling here because
We're
I
waiting.
missed 2 setups. I called them, but then I missed them. And Miriam is just being super patient as she usually is. So from my end, I wish you guys a very, very happy weekend. Enjoy it, touch some grass, and I'll see you guys next Tuesday. Miriam?
Yeah, guys, this has been an awesome stream. As Nick mentioned, we have so much more in store for you next week. We have a great lineup. We have more giveaways and just, maybe some more roasting of the crew. So
Oh, that's for sure.
Why are you looking up at my panel when you say that, Marion?
You guys are definitely in for it. So make sure that you are subscribed so you know that when we are going live, we are live and ready to party. Make sure that you don't overtrade today. Tell someone that you love them. Be grateful, because trading is more than just making profits and the charts. So
and go take advantage of the sale.
3-day weekend, and we'll be here next week starting Tuesday. Matt?
Hey guys, just one more reminder, go take advantage of the 30, 40, 50 sale, especially if you're a newer trader. That 150K at $50, that's incredible. So it's a great, the way those accounts are set up and the rules are great for newer traders. They really impose some guardrails on you, which, guys, I know we all just want to trade free and do all that, but as a newer trader, having some guardrails put on you is not a bad thing at all. So that is what I will wrap us up with. So again, you guys, make sure you follow us on socials, follow Tradeify across all the social networks. Thank you so much for tuning into another edition of Tradeify TV. We're off Monday, but we will be back Tuesday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. Subscribe to this page so you get a notification when we go live. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. We'll see you Tuesday.
See you guys soon.
Bye, guys.